see what the crop damage is.
See how? Oh no! I can't believe it. Only Steph needs redoing. Everyone else is fine.
Yeah.
So
Aaron and Steph are just need moving to the right a little bit. Happy days.
Okay, so you all
Oh,
missed that,
yeah,
but a
she's
bone
fine
claw
and
just
she
came out of Ben's shadow and just tried to absolutely
Yeah, everyone
get
died.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it's such a
exciting.
disconnect.
None
Oh,
of
'cause
us
it's
are us
different.
anymore. We have all been overtaken by intellect devourers.
We
One
are
of us.
brains.
One of us.
One of us.
Brains.
Technical difficulties. Yeah.
We're doing it live. We're doing it live.
Are we actually live yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, are we?
We're just not. We're not
you
back,
slide
we're not
into
back into the
existence.
game yet.
Just checking.
There we go. And Steph is fixed. Yeah.
Huzzah!
Yeah, back
I'm
to
not,
the- Woo!
honestly.
Joys of Windows
No.
Update at the most inconvenient times. Right.
Ben, what is the last thing you remember so that I know where
So-
to pick up from?
So we've just gone outside to just
Yep.
taken off the cloak, and my question was going to be, considering Val has been wearing this cloak for however long, I don't think he's washed it. How bad does it smell? And has had that over her face for how long?
I mean, the thing is, you are Dragonborn, thus you are lizard, thus you
Yeah.
don't
You don't
really sweat. So it's not too bad.
That's fair.
Unless you're wearing some kind of perfume, it probably smells.
I know,
good.
but the amount of things we've killed and undead, it might
I've been
have
through
some
sewers
entrails
and- There's
left
also
on
the
it and
fact-
shit.
There's also the fact of any time you stayed at the Jigging Jester and left stuff like that lying around, Rook
Oh, yes.
will have washed it.
Fair point. The magic cleaning
Fair point.
fairy.
Yeah.
Yes, Rook is best boy. Well,
Yeah.
next to Gunter, of course.
So
And Rook
yeah,
is used to
Speaking of, I
dealing.
should probably.
Rook
Right,
is
no,
used to
good
dealing with worse than whatever was on that cloak.
Oh yeah, well he's
good
worked
old Rook.
for longer.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Right.
just taken off the cloak, and then
Yeah.
pew,
Yeah.
everything
Okay,
went dark.
Okay. So yes, you are looking up at this temple, this Athenian-style temple with these beautiful, flowing like silk, slightly see-through between the pillars, and you can see like lounging around just inside is, you can see like a dragonborn, a tabaxi, a human, elf, dwarf, halfling, but they are all. None of them, let's put it this way, none of them are ugly. They are all quite good looking for their races. Like the tabaxi has beautiful silken fur, and like decent, he's a male and he's got good like muscles, and you can see you can see the definition through the fur, which is something. And you can see there's a female halfling who is, to put it politely, stacked. And is, but again, everyone here, like on the surface where the nobles go around in the minimum amount of clothing, everyone here is again in the minimum amount of clothing, but it's a much nicer sight.
Mm.
And they're all just sort of lounging around and chatting and eating like bits of what looks like food that's being taken around by other, what you assume are acolytes of this temple.
Right. If you're gonna go in and look for, I'm assuming like a matron.
As you go in and you move further in, you do see that there is like these like partitioned off areas with curtains, and you occasionally like see someone come out of one just like adjusting clothing, and as they do, there is just the wafts of pheromones coming out. You see other areas where there's people like going through effectively beautification. Like you see a female tabaxi sat there, like looking like she's just freshly bathed, and she has got a brush and she's just brushing every bit of her fur, and just going like making it look as beautiful as possible. And there is at one point you go past an area that is just it's like a 20-foot long wall, and the whole wall is just a mirror, and there is just countless of these worshippers stood in front of it, just yeah, very much like the males are flexing. Like you can see there is like an orc who is currently applying like oil to himself and making himself shine, and you can see like they're like trimming hair, plucking eyebrows, and just basically you get the feeling this is their idea of worship, is making
Fine.
themselves look as beautiful as possible.
Okay. Well, that Vienna kind of glances at, sees herself in the mirror and goes, I actually forgot my hair was pink.
You do see a number of these acolytes, like, you are drawing a few eyes. Appreciative eyes.
I didn't realise it suited.
No.
And
Yeah.
is just like blushing up a storm.
If you need to hide under the cloak, you can.
Okay. Eventually, you reach a central area where there is this statue of an absolutely radiantly beautiful woman. Looks to be sort of slightly elven, but her like as you sort of look, you can see like this statue is obviously magical as it shifts through different forms.
Yeah.
Not
I'm
races. Like
Oh.
she stays elven, but like one moment she is like petite and but everything's in proportion and she has this very cutesy look about her. The next she's like curvy and matronly but still stunningly
just think
beautiful.
all types.
The next second she's like
Yeah.
this Amazonian muscular goddess, and it's just
Right.
showing like different forms of beauty, and that beauty is very much subjective. And you do see that there are two like large like sets of pillows here, and you can hear there are two, they look to be two central figures who are currently like sort of holding court and chatting, and effectively they appear to be probably the leaders of this temple. You
Right.
see a swarthy dwarven man, very well muscled. Like if he was a human, he'd be built like a brick shit house. Like
Right.
every muscle is defined. Every muscle is like he's not flexing, but they look like they're flexing every second. Every time he moves, something ripples.
Okay.
And he's got black hair that's done in a ponytail down his back. He's got kohl round his eyes, and he's just got these very like he's got the cleft chin, a striking countenance, and his skin is just this very slightly dark color, and he's just laid there oiled with a loincloth, chatting with a bunch of other male acolytes. On the other pile of pillows is an elven woman, very motherly figure, beautiful curves, long milky legs and thighs that are being shown off as she sort of like relax, like the classic chaise longue lay. She's doing that whilst a young handmaiden appears to be feeding her what looks like grapes, and they are just effectively holding court in the middle of this temple.
Right. I'll approach the elven woman.
The elven woman sort of looks up, and you see she is long brown hair that is just left to flow naturally, but though it's been left to flow naturally, it's not tangling or knotting in any way, shape, or form. It looks perfectly silky and beautiful.
Yeah.
And she has these soft hazel eyes as she looks up at you and then gets up. And she does stand about 3 inches taller than you, Vienna. She is looking down at you ever so slightly. And she smiles. And as the smile comes across her face, you do see a small dimple in one of her cheeks. And she goes, "Welcome, dear. How can I help you? I am the priestess of Soon here. You may call me Helga."
Hello, Helga. I'm looking for something rather specific.
Isn't everyone when they're looking for beauty?
Not for me.
She reaches out and touches your hair. I do like the pink. It's very rare to see drow with pink, but it works so well with your skin tone.
Vienna kind of like, she's trying not to blush, and it's like, I'm going to go as...
By the way, she is effectively wearing, like, now she stood up and you've got a better look at her, she's pretty much just wearing lingerie. Like,
yeah,
everything is barely covered.
I mean, you called it a pleasure palace, so we kind of just assumed everyone was mostly naked.
Well, Passion Palace.
But either way.
Yeah.
I'm looking for someone who... There's no simple way of putting this. Someone who likes rough love
Oh,
and is submissive.
are we looking for male or female?
Female, I think.
Okay. She sort of looks around. Any preferences on race, looks, hair color, shape?
There's options. I'd have
Oh
thought
my!
that'd have been a rarity.
Oh my! She sort of claps her hands and she goes. She points at a number of the girls, and the other ones move away. And now stood in front of you is a tiger tabaxi female who is absolutely ripped. With like she's standing at a good 8 feet tall. She's think like a female tiger version of Rook. We're talking
Okay.
here.
Oh, so she's a big girl.
Yeah, she's a big girl.
I feel like for the person I'm
That's
thinking
one.
of, yeah.
That's one she offers
I'm
you. The
thinking
next is
smaller.
a small, demure-looking halfling girl, very innocent-looking, but with curves that would kill.
Right.
And then finally is a human woman who is, to put it simply, like think gothic waifu sort of level.
Nice.
I'm thinking the human.
The human smiles and like looks up into your eyes and licks her lips.
She has no idea that it's not for you.
Yeah,
not
you
for
haven't
me.
yet said this isn't for you.
Well, she did, but I
I
don't
did,
feel
but you were
that.
talking, so yeah,
Yeah.
I will mention, just to point out, this isn't for me. I want to be sure. I'm going to pre-warn you what you might be letting yourself in for. And she pulls out because I've remembered that, is it Maverick gave me... Is it Maverick? Your
Yeah,
half
Maverick.
gave me a load of platinum.
Oh, he did, didn't he? Yes.
I've got a lot of platinum, and she pulls out a platinum. Says, I don't think this is going to be enough, and pulls out 2. Says,
The gothic.
Pardon me.
You watch as Helga takes a step back with the other 2, and the gothic woman comes forward and just leans over into your ear and whispers, "I mean, if it's pleasurable enough, I'm not going to charge you. That's worship. Why would I charge for that?"
Again, not for me, woman.
not for
No.
me.
Yeah, no, but she's pointing out like if
Oh.
like for the people in this place, the appreciation of beauty in all its forms is worship. If you can send her to someone who is going to appreciate her beauty in a way that she enjoys, that's worship to Sue. Why would she
Okay.
want to be paid for doing something that she'd do at this temple anyway?
Okay. So, Vienna was like, how do you feel about whips and being submissive?
She giggles and then turns around, and you see on her back, have you ever seen corset piercings?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
no!
Yeah.
She has corset
nice.
piercings up her spine.
Ow! I don't
Okay, we'll give that a go.
know. Okay, this place is crazy.
It is very crazy.
And
But
This whole town is messed up.
I've got.
again, it's the place of appreciation of all forms of beauty. If that's what she believes is beautiful, they're not gonna stop her.
Nope.
You do you, Han.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
All
very
right.
this whole temple is very much on that level. It's you do you.
It's fair.
So with
It's
that,
fair,
Vienna
fair
kind of says,
statement.
would you come with me to the person I have sought you for? I believe this person is happy for this to be temporary, don't worry. So,
Okay. Lady Helga, I'll be going with this. I'm assuming I'm going to the market with you. As long as I have something in writing saying I'm not going to be sold, then I believe Lady Helga will be happy with that.
Vienna she's probably still got leftover parchment and paper, and she'll kind of write a receipt to say, this. I'll ask her her name. I'll put her name down.
My name is Tina.
So, this is to let you know that Tina is not to be sold on any circumstances to slavery. Signed, Vienna Hylim of the Hylim Netters. of the Naveen netters.
Okay. So Lady Helga takes that and goes, very well. Off you go, Tina. Enjoy, and don't forget whilst you're doing it to pray to Soon. Of course, Lady Helga. And she begins walking with you out of the temple. By the way, the whole time, but you've left slightly to one side, and has been just like surrounded by giggling women who are just like complimenting her on her skin tone, on her heterochromia, on how good her hair looks, and is just a puddle.
It's like, come on,
When
with
they
me.
named this game's Dungeons and Dragons, I don't think this was
Don't
the
think this
dungeon
is
they
the type
had
of
in
dungeon
mind.
No.
we're getting into, yeah.
Okay.
Fade to black eventually, honestly, guys.
Yeah, there will be a fade to black eventually. Yes, you quickly, as you leave the temple, throws the cloak back around her and resumes her drow form.
Yeah, once we get back into viewing of the
Yeah.
area.
And as you re-enter the market, Tina is looking around and smiling. The other drow, as they see her, just sort of like look at you, raise their eyebrows, and then sort of very much go, that's above my pay grade. I'm just going to pretend it's not happening.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll take Tina basically to the priestess.
Okay. As you enter the temple and walk in, Tina sort of takes a second and looks around and just like gives a slight whistle in appreciation. And then continues walking with you, and the priestess is there, and she looks up, sees this woman you've brought with you, and just very delicately raises an eyebrow.
Is this one to your taste, priestess?
Priestess walks over and like raises Tina's chin on a finger, looks her over, walks around her, and then sort of turns to you, Vienna, and turns to you, looks at you, turns to the girl and goes, "Do you consent, little one?" And Tina just gives this big shit-eating grin and says, "Yes, mistress." And you see the priestess go, "She will do nicely. I will."
Very good, me and Urza are out here.
Bye!
Yeah, bye!
Yep. Yeah. As you leave, you hear the door slam behind you and locks click into place.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah,
Hey.
Vienna looks at her and go, I think that was even too much for me.
Yeah, I think we should go, because, I don't think those doors are soundproof.
No, let that go.
Yep. Are you guys
That's
going
not
back
a
out?
good come back yet.
Are you going back out into the lower city, Vienna, or?
I think. I'm going to assume the netters are still going to be a while, and I'm guessing I'd probably know, judging by how tired myself are, that maybe the rest of the peeps are asleep.
Yeah.
So I think for now, I think it's just waiting for the netters to turn up.
Okay. At this point, is starting to look very tired. If Ert stays up much longer, she is going to risk taking a level of exhaustion.
What I'm going to do then is I will find a secluded, like a little area where we can kind of close it off, and I will command the drow to just leave us in privacy.
Yep. So there is in that communal area that you saw before, where there was tables and there were the male drow cooking and cleaning. There were like cushions for meditating on, but there were also little cubicles.
Yeah.
That looked to be meant for privacy, for changing, or for whatever else they were needed for.
Yeah. So I suppose the drow will probably be like, "Oh, Vienna wants some privacy with her reward," but
Yeah.
Vienna will just go, "I demand your privacy. When the netters come, just shout me."
Okay. So yeah, you enter
not
there,
intrude.
and again, there's no bed in this private little compartment. There is just like a couple of
I'll just
floor
pull some
cushions.
cushions together. Yeah.
Yeah. but lays down and quickly falls asleep.
And Vienna will just kind of stay by her side, and she'll kind of take the meditation she needs until she's shouted.
Yep. Okay. So, you and Ert will also both complete a long rest. But we will now swap back over to the other group as you all wake in what you believe to be the morning. You're not sure. Like, again, there's no light down here. It's dark all the time, and up above, it's light all the time. So you've got no real clue what time of day it is. But you've rested and you've slept. So, what would you all like to do?
Out of curiosity, those that can commune with their weapons, deities, etc., have any of them mentioned that they're having struggle, like,
I don't believe anyone
contacting them?
said
I
it
haven't.
openly.
I haven't
No.
attempted to communicate with the Raven Queen recently, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, Zandal's still just going to take... Because he's aware that the messages aren't going through sort of like from place to place. He's going to sort of like just poke in and just see whether Aslik has anything to say on...
I'll just say, I
Doesn't
think
matter.
Val tried to speak to Mortimer, and it was described as like trying to chat down a long corridor or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't think you ever said that to anyone else, though.
No.
No,
No.
probably didn't.
But yeah, you reach for that link with Haslick that you have, and it's barely there. Like the link is still there, and you can still feel Haslick. But again, like with Val and Mortimer, it's like trying to shout down a really long hallway. You can't hear him particularly, and you're not sure if he can hear you.
Skipping away.
Oh. I thought it had been quiet for the past couple of days. Yeah, she says this out loud. It's like, there's something interfering with my ability to communicate with Haslick.
I mean, it's not a bad thing. I
You
sure
may
as hell
have
don't
had
trust
an
him.
idea or two.
I mean, I haven't tried talking to the Raven Queen, but she's not really the most communicative of patrons. Anyway, so her not communicating with me would be normal. What about you, Val? No pearls of wisdom from Triferian?
Nothing as far as I'm aware.
Oh, what? I don't know.
I mean, I can try and reach out, I guess.
Couldn't hurt.
Okay, so Val's gonna sit cross-legged, put his symbol of Tritherian kind of in his hands, and just kind of see if he can feel anything and reach out. But also do his normal cycle of prayers and that sort of thing.
Go ahead and make a wisdom check with disadvantage.
Wisdom check with disadvantage. This is gonna go well.
I mean, those are saves, not checks.
Oh, okay.
Oh, straight. You want the ones along the top, not
Yeah.
the what?
Try again.
Damn.
Do I need to roll again?
Well,
No.
you can't roll lower than that. Lower than that.
You sort of you go to reach out towards like your deity, and there's just nothing there. There's just this silence where normally there'd at least be the sensation of someone listening, caring. There's just nothing.
Would I feel funny considering she's the only reason I'm walking and talking and I'm me? Am I weakened at all? Like, or was her power like a one-off thing that brought me back? She doesn't need to maintain it.
You feel absolutely fine.
Okay.
Val, when he
Just crossed my mind because I know that it's a celestial reason that I live, ish. So, I wanted to make
Val,
sure.
when he opens his eyes, it's just like Tritherian's definitely still there. He just can't come to the phone right now.
Oh, so that's concerning.
Yeah, he's still there.
I'm sure
Yeah.
everything is fine, Val. I don't think you need to panic. Sometimes gods like to be quiet. I mean, have you tried? Well, I suppose you wouldn't try to talk to the
I thought you were
river,
about to say you tried turning your god on and off again.
Have you tried restarting it?
Brothers, we must do the ritual of restart.
Restart it.
Oh.
No.
Get the ceremonial boot.
Press the button that says off, and then press the button that says on. No.
Sorry,
We
what were you
must
going to say?
turn it
Have I
off.
tried?
Pull out
Wait
fails.
for the
F5.
holy 30 seconds, then we may restart.
Yeah, no, not that.
Oh dear. Oh,
But yeah,
nerd.
no, Val, you can still feel your magic.
Yeah.
Your faith-given magic is still there. All your powers as a paladin are still there. It's just that communication connection that's not present.
Okay.
Just like with Mortimer, that Mortimer itself is still working. Like you can feel all the various abilities Mortimer has, and you can still access them. But Mortimer's own presence is just very far away.
Is it Xandal that asked that question? I
Yeah,
can't remember.
Yeah,
yeah, it was
yeah,
Xandal who asked.
it was Xandal, yeah.
but technically speaking, Xandal has no idea that Mortimer exists. But
Wait, you've held Mortimer, haven't you?
nope.
Oh no, was that Dirgus that we kept giving all the stuff that talks
Yeah.
to?
Yeah.
That freaked out. All right, okay. Dirgus.
Yep.
Hey, Griff.
Fuck that guy. Okay.
Oh dear.
Long
I
running
do
joke.
miss him.
So
He was a good dwarf.
Good dwarf. We do miss
was.
David.
So, what's the plan of action today then? I'm going to, given the fact that the food here is definitely shite. Is it?
I mean, you probably saw it
Not
on your way
sampled
through.
food, yeah.
It did look like just really bad gruel that was
Yeah.
being served, like really watered down stew.
I'm going to cast Create Food and Water.
Okay.
I don't know why that offered a roll. but
And what food and well, obviously water will just be water.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you've got like the flagon and stuff, so yeah, you can easily create it in that. Although 30 gallons is going to be way too much, so it does
45
quite.
pounds of food seems like a lot. Although I suppose there is a decent amount of us. I guess I'll have to eat just so that we're not left
Yeah.
with anything, even though I don't need it.
But yeah, no, the like it doesn't create. It creates enough water and food for you guys. You can temper the the
Yeah.
spell down, but it costs the same level slot. But what food would Xandal create?
It would probably be sort of like breads, cheeses,
Potatoes.
yeah, potatoes.
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 Basically,
Boil them,
like
mash 'em, put them in a stew.
because his deity's like the harvest mother, it would essentially be like foods that appease her without even thinking about it.
Yeah. What is this? This is coming from your artificer spells, isn't it? Rather
Yeah.
than a faith place. So
But
Yeah.
no, because it's sort of like the food that he's grown up on anyway, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
breads and cheeses and sort of like hams and
Rich people's canapes.
I will say, without you thinking about it too hard, that what does pop up is a number of Miss Polly's pies.
yum. It's Polly's
Black
pies.
pie.
Yeah. Just doesn't taste as good because it's all bland.
I mean, there is a bit of
Yeah.
flavour, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, you all
Breakfast,
quickly
everyone.
will
then-
eat and drink your fill of the prepared food, and I'm assuming any that's left you sort of just store in the room.
Yeah, we'll take enough to sort of like feed us as we travel around the day.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So,
mean,
are we going
we're-
after? Oh, I'll let you go.
I was going to say, if we're going to go out and we're walking around as slaves, we need to have jobs to do. We can't just walk around freely.
We
So
can
we
follow
need to
our
think
master.
of jobs. I know, but even that is suspicious. Just walking around doing nothing. Like, we need things to do. A list or something. I don't know. Need to
I
not
mean,
look
I would have thought if we're
suspicious.
following our master's taking us somewhere, so that would kind of suggest what
Okay.
we're doing.
Yeah.
Be his entourage.
You
His
carry
carrier
stuff
shopping.
for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So are we going to try and find crazy-haired powdered guy? Or what's the plan?
Hurt.
I think maybe we need to try and potentially see if we can find someone amicable enough for us to get us a very quick in and out meeting with a deacon. Maybe find out what's going on in that warehouse.
With a shot. No.
We
You're the
don't have that
master,
information,
Sandal. You
so-
have to make the plan. So you lead, we follow. Try not
Yeah.
to abuse your position too much.
He just smiles, walks off.
Okay. So as you leave your room and begin heading downstairs, you can see that the central room is now empty. There are no other customers, but that gnomish woman is still stood behind the bar. She looks up as you all enter and she goes, "Hello. Do you need food, drink, anything?"
No, thank you. We're just on our way out. But thanks for the hospitality anyway. I'm sure
Are
we'll
you
be back shortly.
I mean, your room's paid up for a week, so I'm guessing you're
Oh,
gonna be
of
back.
course. Of course.
All right. Okay. Well, if you need anything, let me know.
Will do. Thank you.
She sort of locks eyes with you, Talia, as you're going past, and she taps on the bar top a few times in cant, and you get the gist of it as being services offered.
I guess she'll just kind of. I don't know if this counts as thief camp, but we're just gonna roll with it. But kind of changes the canter of her walk to say would be appreciated.
The gnome woman gives a short smile, taps a few times again, and says, "Back room, 10 minutes."
And I'll just kind of nudge Sandal this way, and then
Oh,
I'll go
what?
over.
Okay.
Okay. She gets down off of the stool she stood on, disappears behind the bar entirely, and you see a door nearby open and is left slightly ajar as she slips through.
Let me do the talking. In we go.
And in we go.
Yo.
As you enter into this back room, it just looks like a typical storeroom. There's more casks of ale set on stands. There's what looks like a couple of wine racks. There's a bubbling cauldron nearby that appears to have what you assume is the gruel. And she is stood in there near the cauldron. But you can see within arm's reach there is a crossbow set on a table near her, and she stood with her arms crossed as she looks at you all and goes, All right. I'm curious enough to ask. You, Tiefling,
Yes.
what do you know about tunnels?
I know there's a lot of diggers, usually.
Huh.
Maybe a few drillers, if we're lucky.
Oh, and what color would the drillers be?
Silver.
All right, we can drop a bit of the pretense then. The name's Hestia. Hestia Linker.
A
And I
pleasure.
am a member of the Silver Drills team.
Ah,
I
perfect.
I am one of the only underground operatives in this city.
I figured as much.
It's difficult to get in here, but I'm doing what I can. Now, I'm not exactly an active rogue. I'm more what you'd call a smuggler. And she, at this point, kicks the fireplace behind her slightly, and you watch as a small hole opens up with a number of minecart tracks, and it is small. It is like large enough for her as a gnome to get in, and that's it. I get things in and out when they're requested for good money, including information. But you guys knew the cant and you knew what it meant, so I'm willing to offer my services to you at a price, of course, depending on what it is you're doing here.
Let's just say we want this city to have different management.
Different management could be beneficial for the underground, so
The status quo could be a bit more even, shall we say?
it could. I'll tell you the main thing I've been looking into then. The Church of Pelor seems to be getting a lot of resources.
Yes, we've noticed that. Something about
Yeah.
that warehouse seems fishy.
Yeah, I'd like to get a look inside there, but pretty hard without a deacon's permission. And
Tried looking for any dirt on him? Maybe blackmail?
oh no, not the archdeacon, just a deacon. But again,
Oh,
they're all pretty clean, or anything that we can get on them isn't going to be leverage enough with how the city works. So we've not managed to get anything useful yet. But with assistants such as yourselves, I could organize a diversion. I've got a couple of trustworthy people, or a couple of people I know would take some risks for some coin.
how much time could they give us?
I mean, with the amount of diversion they could cause, maybe an hour, maybe less, depending.
It's no reward without a risk. I'm willing to scratch your
Obviously,
back if you scratch ours.
and obviously any information you find inside said warehouse, you share with me, and I could then share with a drill of the silver persuasion.
I'm sure they would appreciate that. They like
Well,
to have their fingers in every pie.
oh yes. If you don't have your fingers in every pie, how are you supposed to know what the flavors are?
Very true, very true.
Apologies for posing this question. You said some coin could get us a distraction for an hour. If there was more coin applied, could we get a bigger distraction or a longer distraction? And what
The problem
scale?
you've got there, my friend, the bigger the distraction, the more guards it's going to bring. The more guards it brings,
Mm-hmm.
the more they're going to lock down the district.
You got to know
The hour,
balance.
the hour
Distraction,
distraction is the best I can do that won't then cause them to put that district on lockdown.
You need a distraction, but you need to not blow your cover at the same time.
Exactly. And this distraction is useful, to put it simply. It'll also allow us to line our pockets a little bit more from some of the other businesses in the area.
Big one was getting a heavier coin purse.
Yeah, may as well get some benefit out of it at the same time.
True. What sort of distraction are we talking about? Like explosions? What?
Let's just say that the slaughterhouses will be receiving their latest influx of fresh cattle today. I happen to know one of the slaves who'll be, or one of the workers who will be in charge of guiding said cattle. Be such a shame if a stampede were to happen.
It'd be pretty amusing.
Cows everywhere, going through everywhere. Every single guard in the district would probably be pulled to try and corral them, including the ones in front of that warehouse. And obviously it would take a good hour to corral everything back up, and once it's done, it's an accident. Doesn't need looking into particularly.
No, if I'd really be bothered about the front door. I didn't plan on going through the front door.
Well, that's your choice. Either way, the guards at the front will be distracted long enough that you don't need to be as stealthy.
A little wiggle room is always good.
But again, we need to make an agreement first.
How much coin?
Well, I'll be providing the coin.
Oh.
You'll be agreeing to provide me with the information from within that warehouse. And obviously I will ask for some collateral.
Like,
Let's just say... And at this point she reaches behind her and pulls out a crystal that you can see has been glowing, and it's sat inside a little box. And Xandal, you recognize this.
I knew they'd
Is this this
reproduce it.
ancient tech?
Yeah.
This is a recording device, and she
probably-
presses something on the side, and the voices begin playing out of the crystal. She goes, let's just say if you don't
Deliver
with the
your
plan
gift,
and deliver.
hand that in.
Yeah, and my voice is specially done on this crystal so that it's not identifiable. Yours, on the other hand, not quite so much.
You've been tweaking that little box.
Of course we have. We're not stupid.
I figured as much.
But yeah, let's just say if you don't stick to the plan and stick to the deal, then this ends up on the Archdeacon's doorstep. And
It's
the
fine.
city goes into lockdown.
I have an agreement with the Silver Trail. We have our own little way of communicating. I'm more than happy to cooperate. You've done nothing. You've done nothing to ruin the tantum. Fuck, what's the word? You know where it's like trust, but it's like on a knife edge. What's it called? It's called
I can't think of what.
I keep saying tantamount, but that's not the right word.
Tentative.
Balance or
Tentative trust. Yes, that's what I meant to say. Words are hard.
I'm struggling today as well.
Yeah. But
Can I
yes,
just
I see
check?
no reason not to cooperate.
if we go into those warehouse and we don't find anything and it's just a warehouse, we proceed to give you that information, you're not going to hand that recording over, or?
It's
As
very
long as
unlikely that we're not going to find anything, but...
As long as I think you're telling the truth, then we're fine.
That won't be an
Understood.
issue. Will it? And I'll look at everyone.
Yeah, understood. Sandal's just kind of looking at his own work that's been tweaked, and he's sort of like, meh. Meh. Someone's fiddling with my stuff.
I'm happy
So
to
at this
be
point,
honest.
Always-
Yeah.
She spits in her palm and holds it out to you, Talia.
This part.
All right, we have an agreement.
Aye.
I'll contact my friend. In about 2 hours, the cattle will be coming in, and I'll tell him to. I'll tell him to get the ginger ready.
Nice. Here's to a, what's the word? Who needs words?
Profitable
already had that.
partnership.
Fortuitous adventure.
What was that, Val?
Budding friendship, something friendship.
Profitable
I don't fucking
partnership.
know. Yes.
Indeed.
Words are fucking hard today. I've only had 2 beers. It is not beer talking. Okay, let's continue.
All right.
So
Well,
we will, yeah.
I'll not keep you any longer. And anyway, I've got to add to the constant stew.
Maybe
I
a bit more flavor would be good.
Well, it's no. Why would I do that? And like, do you not know about tavern stew?
I mean, if it tastes good, the customers keep coming. Customers,
Oh.
they talk
Cu-
more.
Customers come
Gossip.
here anyway. This is the only tavern in the lower city, so I get customers no matter what. And why would I
Fair
not
enough.
do? Why would I not run tavern stew? I just keep that fire going at a constant temperature, and every time someone brings in something to barter or trade that's food, it goes in the pot. I have a constant source of food for people.
Just say maybe a bit more salt. Anyway, we're not talking about cuisine. We're on a time schedule.
Yeah,
Good
you
hunting.
better get going. Good luck, and I'll. If you're not back by, we'll say tomorrow with some information, then I'll assume you've skipped out on the deal or have died.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Get to it then. Let's go.
She ushers you all out of the back room and then resumes her place behind the bar and goes, "Have a nice day."
You as
Thank
well.
you.
And you all leave back out into the dingy semi-darkness of the lower city. And you can see there's less people on the streets than there were the last time you were on them. You get the feeling this is probably what equates to maybe early morning in this city. What would you all like to do?
Well, we got to get to a warehouse within 2 hours, so
Yeah, from when you went yesterday, you know it takes you about an hour to get to the warehouse district from here. So you've got an hour of time if you wanted to get there dead on time, but if you want to get there early, then that's up to you.
We don't want to be turning up
either a
just
little
as
early, but I
stuff
don't want to
happens.
look like we're loitering at the same time.
So I think we know the route and we know which staircase we need to take vaguely.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine Xandal's going to be up front.
Yeah.
And because Xandal's wearing a ring, I can
Maybe if we get there 5 minutes before or ish, just so that we can check whether routes of patrols hasn't changed, look for an opportunity, and then when
point.
chaos inevitably happens, we mosey.
Why have I not used my ring to speak to you?
It's got
There is a
limited
limit.
range.
There's a
Distance
limit
of
range,
distance,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 85 feet, I
No.
believe.
And you would have had to whisper to Val because I don't have one of the rings.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
admittedly,
think
if Val went and like stood against the wall outside the market, he could maybe just about get in contact with you
Okay.
if you're stood in the right place, but he would
Cool.
have to
Yeah.
literally like leant up against the wall.
Yeah. Hokey doke. Yeah. Just couldn't remember.
yeah, I'd
Okay.
imagine we're probably Xandal in front, Val behind Xandal, and then the other two behind me. And I'm
Yeah.
just going to be going, turn left, turn right, with the ring, so that you look like
Yeah.
you know where you're going.
Yeah.
Wow.
So pretty
Yep.
much Xandal's following the instructions.
Okay.
As we travel along, though, when we've got like areas that are unpopulated, if there's like any loose stones, I grab like 4 of them.
Yeah, easily enough to do. There's plenty of loose rock and pebbles on the ground down here because obviously this whole area was sunk into the ground and this is just a
Yeah.
cavern. So
Amazing.
yeah, plenty of loose rock around.
Cool.
Okay. So You guys steadily make your way through the lower city and eventually get to the correct staircase. Climbing up it, the 10-minute climb, the ones of you who are in slave garb quickly reapply your headgear and then come out into the light above, which for a few moments does sting your eyes a bit and makes you squint. This change from dim, barely there lights of the city below to this now radiant brightness above. And again, it is quieter up here than you'd seen it so far. It is like you can't see the sun in the sky past the sun crystal, so you're again not entirely sure of the time. But again, you get the feeling that by this city's body clock, it is probably early morning. As you make your way to the warehouse district gates, you can see there is a pair of yawning radiant Templars stood on either side, barely paying attention to anything. And there is already like slaves and traders making their way in and out. So no one is really being stopped or searched unless they are looking overly suspicious, which currently 3 slaves following behind a halfling who is not well dressed, but better dressed than peasantry, doesn't really draw any attention. So you are easily able to make your way into the warehouse district and begin navigating your way through the streets until you come within sight of that warehouse with the symbol of Pelor emblazoned across the double front doors.
That the place?
You hear in your mind, yes.
Okay. Zandel's just going to kind of glance around the like the surrounding areas, just seeing what's going on, what everyone else is up to.
Yeah. So you see mostly like people moving around here. There's like teams of slaves moving cargo from warehouse to warehouse. There is like overseers with whips guiding groups of slaves to different places. There are the odd carts moving around. There are, as usual, there's 2 guards stood in front of the warehouse. These ones looking a little more alert than the ones at the front at the gate into the district. But otherwise, that is just the general sort of ebb and flow of a warehouse district.
What do we do now?
Side entrance. Out the windows. Look busy. Send us on jobs.
But I say, going by your sort of timings, you've got maybe 30 minutes until the scheduled distraction.
Give jobs.
Val's just going to list off a number of shops that we've seen and just kind of describe where they are and just say, choose one, go have a look.
I'm assuming that there's like a smithing shop somewhere.
Yeah,
Is
there's
it-
a number of different smiths in this district. Like there's no armorer or like weapon maker in this district, but there are smiths who make things like bits of carts, everyday ironworks, that sort of thing, scattered around the district.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just mosey in there and have a nosy and.
Okay. As you go up to one of these, you see it is like a very much almost like factory-sized foundry. There's a large number of smelters going with teams of slaves working the bellows, looking like they are very hot and sweaty, but still dressed in the full slave garb. You can see a number of what looks like number of them pouring molten iron into casts and molds. You can see a number of what looks like slightly more. There's what looks like maybe some slightly more skilled slaves alongside actual workers, like shaping and working with the iron. And there is a foreman who's just sort of stood there shouting out orders
Hello.
The foreman, who had just been going, "Don't you dare ruin that slag!" What? Hey, what? And he turns, and he is this actually very thin human. Doesn't look like he's ever actually worked with any of the iron himself, and he's clutching a clipboard. And he looks down, and he goes, "Hello."
Hi. I'm new to the area, and I'm just looking at areas of trade. My specialty is metallurgy. So, just looking at what trade areas you have.
Uh, right. Well, we have a shop in the actual city where we sell finished products. What sort of things were you looking for, sir?
That's more what I can do for you. Um, I can procure metals of all types. So, just looking at what potential trades you would be willing to look for. It'd give these something to do.
Well, we're always looking for good quality iron, obviously. Obviously, we have to make better pieces for the nobles, as much as possible. Gold or silver would obviously be worthwhile, although they are normally handled by the jewelers. But we do like to put a little bit of finishing touches on some of our products occasionally. And obviously,
Of
if we can
course.
get our hands on any sturdier metals such as dark iron, bright iron, any of the magical ores could be useful.
Of course. And what would your going rates of pay be to
Uh,
acquire
if we're
various?
talking per ton of ore, he sort of flicks a few pages on his clipboard. Goes for regular iron ore, depending on the quality and purity, we'd be looking anywhere from 20 gold per ton up to 100 gold per ton. 100 gold obviously being the best quality iron ore. For silver and gold, we'd be looking at, for gold, we'd pay 500 gold per half a ton. For silver, it would be 500 gold for a ton. And for the magical ores, that would be agreed upon testing and delivery of the ores.
Of course. And Zandal's going to try and haggle by using sort of like big noble words that he knows and just over the top metallurgy sort of like jargon and stuff like that to really try and bamboozle him because he looks like he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
So I would say in this case, you can either make me a persuasion check or an intimidation check, your choice. Because you're either trying to persuade him with your knowledge or intimidate him with your knowledge.
I'm going to use a flash of genius for
Yep.
this.
So +4 to the roll.
Yeah. And well, they're both at -2.
The least charismatic is having to be the face man.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because if you hadn't have pissed Talia off, she might have helped you, but you abused your
Okay.
position, so I'm not going to give you anything.
That's all right. 14.
14. He sort of looks a bit like flustered for a moment and then sort of coughs and goes, obviously, if you become a good enough business partner, then special rates could be considered.
Very well. I look forward to working with you.
And I with you. This is Armstrong's Smithies, by the way, just so you're aware. For future purposes, please do check out our shop in the actual town, Armstrong's Ironmongers.
Of course, I shall do. Many thanks.
And to you, have a nice day.
Of course. All right, you lot out. Go.
Oh,
Okay. As you exit the smithy and begin walking again, you come back near that warehouse once more, and it's now that you can just hear in the distance the mooing of cattle and the lowing of sheep and other beasts. And you can see coming through the gates this group of workers and slaves herding these beasts towards the butchers right across the street from this warehouse.
Awkward.
What would you all like to do?
Get into position. Get up to the window. Figure out how to
Yep.
get in there. 'Cause
Suddenly
it is
giant
go
owls.
time.
Okay.
I haven't got any. I haven't got any left. Blossom, how many tattoos do you have left?
I've
got
still
two
got
segments.
one.
I think you got I think you got like one segment of
Yeah,
the unicorn
just
tattoo
one
left.
I think we'd probably
Okay.
just
Could have made
position-
our own distraction.
Okay.
Wouldn't have been
So-
taken up.
Mm.
As you guys stand in that side alley, just sort of being inconspicuous, looking like you're listening to orders from Xandal, you watch as the animals are coming up towards the front. You see one worker glance into the alley, spot you guys, nod. He reaches into a pouch at his side, pulls out a piece of ginger, palms it, reaches forward to a bull in front of him, lifts the tail,
That's one way of getting a bull to go round.
and the bull just goes and just starts running. And every other animal in this herd starts running. And there is just absolute chaos. And you see the two guards at the front of the warehouse go, whoa, 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 and just like dive to the side as this bull actually hits the front of the warehouse and then goes careening off down another side street. And the men get up and go, oh, damn it, it's quick, we gotta round these up. And they run off from the warehouse and begin trying to very much herd like sheep and goats and cows back towards where they're meant to be. But it is bedlam.
Did you
I'm
say it's just a
assuming we're
window on
taking
this side street?
Go, because I'm running out of sound effects. Hurry
Yeah.
up.
Is it just a
Go,
window
go,
on
go.
this side street? Yeah.
Yeah, there are about three or four windows on the side street. They're about 8 feet up off the ground.
Val turns to Xandal and just goes, "Bag open."
He opens the bag.
I go inside. I'm gonna grab inside my pack. I'm gonna grab a slime sucker, stuck it in my mouth, portal on the wall, go through the window, portal on the other side.
Okay, so
Bam.
the windows
Raven, I'm flying through the window. I'm not waiting.
are closed,
I'm
Oh.
flying to the window.
but with a slime sucker, because it is like it's not a perfect window, you can slide through it. That is doable. So
Okay.
you quickly start sucking on the slime sucker, and you'll watch as Val's body just goes this slightly gooey, translucent consistency. And this is a really weird sensation, flying with your wings like this, Val. They still work, but you can almost like feel the wind like half going through them. It's really weird. But you get to the window and you sort of like through this like tiny gap in the edge of the window, and then reform on the inside and quickly draw the other side of the portal, and the rest of you are able to make your way inside.
And once I can dispel
In we
portals,
go.
can't I?
You can, yes.
Yeah, I'll do that as soon as everybody's through.
Does it count as me using my special ability to turn into a raven, or can we just
Yeah.
pretend I didn't do that?
No, if you said you did it, so you wild shape into a raven, splat against the window,
And I'm like, open the fucking window.
and then quickly swoop in through the portal, and I'm assuming return to your regular shape.
No, I'm gonna do like a circle and see what I can see, like scope the area out. I might as well.
Okay.
Well, I've got a bird's eye view.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a perception check. I believe at advantage because you should have keen sight as a raven.
I'm not gonna complain, but you never let me do that with Queenie.
You should have done. That's my
Right.
fault for not remembering it.
15.
15. So flying around this warehouse, you can see that there is.
I did that as Queenie. Should I have done that as myself?
No, they're both ravens.
Yeah.
So you use you use
Because
the
I would
raven.
have it's like wild shape, so I'd have. Well, I
Yeah.
keep my stats for other things, but I have to use that vision stuff, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, actually, you would have kept
It's complicated because
the
I'm
wisdom
not
score.
actually a druid. It's a special ability of the cow, so I don't know. Does it
Yeah,
count the
no,
same
you
as a
would.
druid
No,
wild
it
shape,
would be
or...
more. It would be more of a polymorph. So yeah, you would use the raven's wisdom score.
Cool.
Okay. But yeah, making a quick loop around this warehouse, you can see inside here there is large amounts of cargo and like just general goods. You can see like massive amounts of piles of iron ore. There are stacks of bars of metals. You can see huge amounts of stone and wood. There is large amounts of treated leathers and furs and silks. There is, as you fly around, you see there are 3 absolutely beautiful angelic statues made out of marble, placed at various points in this place, looking like they're waiting to be shipped.
Do they look familiar?
They just look like angelic figures.
I mean,
They
like,
are-
does it look like it's made from the same material as the one in Mahar?
You can't tell from this distance.
Okay.
They're all made out of marble. Whether it's the exact same marble, you're not sure. But yeah, you see there's also like what looks like crates filled with jewelry. There is what looks like sacks of gold coins, platinum coins. There is a lot of stuff in here.
Kind of swing around and fly back, and then land and pop back and be like, a lot of shit in here. Suspicious. Fuck knows where they got it all.
Should we split up and have a look? As long as we're
don't
within
know.
a certain distance of each other, most of us can communicate.
Just stick with someone who has a ring. Who's with me?
I can go with you, I guess.
You want a bit more stealthy? No offense.
Sure, I'll go then.
Alright.
I'll go through the middle, because then if there's a like communications thing and it needs to be a relay, I'll go through like the middle area, so I can pass it on.
Okay.
Guess Sandal's going to the other side.
Okay.
Oh,
Feel
you're
free to
muted.
move your tokens around.
Going Blossom.
I guess Val
Sure.
will just be looking for anything that looks odd. I know, like.
By the way,
Jen-
are you moving quietly or are you just moving around?
I'll move
Quietly.
Quietly.
Okay, anyone moving quietly, make me stealth checks, please.
Okie dokie.
19.
19,
My modifiers, because that would have been shit
16.
otherwise.
14.
14,
16.
16.
I'm
Okay.
chuckling because Val always seems to roll high on the stealth, and I'm not really sure why.
I've got a +3 on stealth.
He's like the anti-paladin in terms of stealth, isn't he?
It's
supposed
always
to be
comical
flashy.
as well because, like, myself and Val are the ones that wear the heavy armor, and we always have to roll it at disadvantage.
doesn't wear
Val
heavy
doesn't
armor.
Not-
wear heavy armor.
Oh,
Val doesn't
does
wear
he not?
heavy
Yeah.
armor. No, he wears
Ah.
stealth armor because of the wings. We haven't got him
Oh,
a
yeah.
heavy armor set yet because he needs
Yeah,
one that
He wears
accommodates the
leather
wing.
armor, yeah. Just
Oh,
so you're
so it's
aware,
just me then.
the statues that you saw are here, here, and here.
Oh,
That's-
well,
that's
Xander
where
would
the
definitely
statues are.
check that out first then, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check, Sandal.
Okay. $13.
13. Looking at the marble and the general like shape and form of it, this is very reminiscent of the statue from Maham. The actual striations in the marble are very, very similar. Like they're very
Looking
uniform.
like circuitry, yeah.
Not like circuitry, but just too uniform, too perfect.
Okay, I'll relay this back to Val.
By the way, are
and-
you touching the statue or just looking at it?
I'm merely looking at it to start with. I don't want to alert.
Okay. By the way,
anything.
Correct answer.
these statues are all angelic figures with like their hands covering their eyes.
Oh no! Don't you start some fucking weeping angel shit! No. This sounds
Weeping
scary enough.
angels.
Just don't blink.
Blink.
Val will relay that message on, but also with what Xandal said, he's going to look a little bit closer at the detail on the statue in front of him. I don't know if that'll give me any kind
Did
of
you say
advantage.
there was one down
or...
here?
Yeah, there's one next to Blossom there.
I'm gonna...
Go ahead and roll an investigation check, Val.
Nope. 18.
18. Looking this over, you've seen a fair few statues in your time now, and you've seen them in various different places and and made by various different people. And there's one thing that's always been uniform in a statue. No matter how good the artisan, no matter how carefully polished, there is always very slight signs of chisel work on stone. Any stone of any kind. There is no such thing as a perfect, like no blemish at all on a statue. But as you look this one over, this doesn't show any signs of being chiseled. This looks like it came out the ground in exactly this shape. In exactly this form. It looks
I thought we both just said
perfect. Everything about this statue is just that little bit too perfect.
Okay. I'm going to relay that. Guys, these don't look right. These aren't right. There's no chisel marks.
Did what does Zach say about limbo again? The willpower thing. Maybe they were willed into existence. Maybe they weren't worked.
It's possible.
Very much so.
Sense, right?
Either that or we're looking at stuff that can turn things to stone.
They're actually people.
Are you seeing anything on your statue?
Have a look.
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
I was going to risk true sight.
Yeah? Do you want to activate True Sight?
Yes, I'm going to use my cowl ability.
Okay. As you... So, Blossom, in your investigation of the statue, you don't find anything particularly new about it in this case. Talia, as you activate True Sight and look at this statue, there is a aura of magic around this statue. An
Blossom,
aura of transmutation
it.
magic.
I'm going to back away. Blossom, tell them. There's transmutation magic on these statues.
Yeah.
They're magical. I'd get away from it if I were you.
It's at this moment that all three statues, as Talia, you raised your voice a little bit then.
I was whispering. I was whispering to Blossom.
But you were whispering in a higher pitch, which is more audible. But
just
all three statues, the hands lower from the eyes, and they're all going to get a surprise round on you. So I do need everyone to roll initiative.
One second.
Fun, everyone. I'm going to go pee again. So, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Enjoy!
Actually, after we roll initiative, I could do with a toilet break.
Yep.
Activate sound. Shit, where is it? I need to turn it down. It's too loud.
That's the sound, isn't it? Bloop.
Do you want me to keep me in this square that's being absorbed by the statue because I'm that close?
Yeah, because you're quite close to the statue.
Stamped on. Shit, Maham! Maham's editing it right. Where's my token? Click token. Initiative.
Yeah, I didn't do mine properly.
That's fine. I can
Sixteen.
solve that.
24 though.
What did you get? 24.
24.
Wow. But yeah, they do have a surprise round on you first, so.
Can Can we have a quick toilet break?
Yep, we will have a
Keyboard
quick break,
sticky.
and then we will come back to this combat.
Yes.
Get you in a
I need
minute.
to roll initiative. Hello, and we're back. And I've just realised none of these guys have got their weapons on them.
We said that.
Blossom has my rapier in her sleeve.
Yep.
Which I will be going. Please throw me my
Yay.
sword.
Fun
Anyway.
times.
First off, so the first golem is going to make 2 slam attacks against Xandal. So that is a 26 to hit.
Yep.
Let me just find the right dice. So you're
I
going
think
to
the DMs are
take.
just too happy about this.
That is going to be 23 bludgeoning damage
Ooh.
as this
Ow.
stone fist just comes
We are fucked. Jesus
like
Christ.
swinging down and backhands you, Xandal, to the floor. Its second slam attack is going to come in. That is a nat 1. So the second slam does miss.
Thank.
Yep.
So the next golem is going to make its 2 slam attacks against Val. What are your vulnerabilities currently set to?
Piercing and
I believe-
bludgeoning.
Yeah,
I think Val's gonna die again.
that is a 20 to hit, not natural.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So Val, you are going to take. That is 16, so 32 points of bludgeoning damage from the first hit.
Oh my God, I backed up when I did.
And the second slam attack is a 19 to hit. So you're going to take. That's 15, so 30 points of bludgeoning damage from that one in total with your vulnerability.
Oh God, I thought you were saying that before. I was like, that's 60 damage. He's fucking
No.
dead.
No,
Oh,
it was 15, but then doubled to 30.
I told you
And-
it had to be separated from the healer.
The final golem is going to make 2 slam attacks against Blossom. That's a 13 to hit.
No.
Yeah. And the second slam is a 14 to hit.
That's my armor class.
So
It
meets it,
debates
beats
it.
it. So you're
Sadly.
going to take. That's 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Sure.
As this stone angel just like one hand just swings down and you sort of nimbly dodge out the way, but the other one just catches you vaguely on the side of the head and you just sort of like feel your ears ring as the marble smacks across your face. That is surprise round over. Top of the round, Blossom.
Yeah, I'm gonna. It's an action to take a weapon out, isn't it?
For you, from your sleeves, if you're just pulling out a single weapon, I would say it's a bonus action. It would be an action to take one out and hand it to someone else, but if you're just pulling it out and readying it for your own attack, that's a bonus action.
I'm probably going to give Talia her rapier first,
Yep,
and then
so-
with my bonus action go hybrid.
Okay.
I think that's the better opening.
Da-da-da. Get the token.
I bet you wish I sent it back to you now.
Yeah, but she could have been murdered on the way here.
I think she'd have
Or-
been fine using all
Or
of
the priest might have come after her. Priestess, sorry.
Mhm.
I'm just going to move Blossom's token to there. So there we go. So
Oh, I
hybrid.
need
Yep.
to. That thing where you can just flip the token. We need to set that up. It'd be
Yeah.
easier.
It's not a problem. Okay, is that the end of your
Yeah.
turn?
And
Okay.
Does that mean we've lost the stream again? I
Oh,
hope
2
not.
seconds.
Nope.
It's just Discord
All of our
playing up.
webcams are gone. Uh-oh.
2 seconds.
I think that's just because we're not in...
yeah, that's just
Technical difficulties. Dun,
Back.
dun,
God
Oh,
damn
oh.
it.
dun, dun.
I'm wondering whether the whole... Oh, no.
Oh,
We're
we're
good.
back.
Everyone's in their
Yep,
boxes.
we're
Yeah,
back.
we're fine. We're fine.
Huzzah! Right. So,
Fighting against
Al.
the computer here.
it's now your turn.
I'm going to use my action to cast haste on myself.
Okay. So you cast haste on yourself.
Because I need the AC bump.
Yeah.
Then I am going to bonus action Misty Step
Yep.
over to.
Hang on. No, you can't cast 2 spells in a turn.
Okay.
Yeah, it counts as a spell. Yeah.
Fuck.
It's a spell and a cantrip, not 2 spells.
You could have taken the Misty Step because then it wouldn't have been an attack of opportunity. and then
In
just kept
that
your
case,
distance
I'm
from
going to change the order I'm doing things. Or rather, I'm going to take the disengage action.
Yep.
And move 20 foot over to Xandal.
Okay, are you still hasted or not?
No, I'm not hasted because my action
Okay.
is taking the disengage action.
Okay.
And then
Wish you luck.
actions. In that case, because I haven't cast a spell now, I'm going to Shield of Faith.
Yep. On yourself, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Shield of Faith, there we go.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Talia, your turn.
I have my rapier, right?
Yeah,
you
you've been handed your rapier.
Okay. I'm going to think it. It's 5 feet either way, so it'll be like this kind of cone, won't it? If I do my special ability, but if I angled it like this, would it hit this but not Blossom?
Your special ability is a line, and anything within 5 feet of you as you go in the line.
Either side, yeah. That's what I
Either
mean.
side.
If I angle the line, would it just be the 5 feet radius that hits it rather than the actual? So it wouldn't get shunted. But it's just whether that counts as not hitting Blossom. If I'm going to hit her, then I don't want to do it. I just want to know.
Move to the side.
So that is a 5 feet line if you can see what my ruler.
Yeah, I'm just thinking then that puts me in a corner. I don't think Talia would do that. I think I will just do a firebolt at it for now.
Okay.
And save that because I don't think I would be stupid enough to put myself in a corner with something that large.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack.
Let me thing where are we? Where's my spells? Is it under spells? Yes it is. That one. 21 to hit?
21 does indeed hit.
Wait, do I get sneak attack on top of that because Blossom is
You
within
will
5
get
feet?
sneak attack, yes.
Excellent. How much is my sneak attack now?
Sneak attack,
It's
I
a
believe
decent amount, isn't it?
5 or 66, I'm not certain.
I think it's 66. Let me check. Yeah, 66.
So 23 fire damage.
It only goes up to 5. Right, so here's 1. And then 1 more. Cool. Oh wait, no, it's not magic
19
damage. Never
more.
mind.
Okay. So you've done 42 damage in total there. As you launch the fireball and it splashes against this marble,
Fireball,
it does.
not fireball! Fireball!
Fireball,
Words are very
sorry.
important.
As you launch
I
this
wanna blow
fireball and
everyone up.
it does splash against this stone struck construct and does crack the stone a little bit, but it is still looking fairly mobile and moving.
Cool. I haven't used my movement yet. Can I move over here so that I'm out of line of sight of that and that?
Yep.
And can I bonus action hide?
Go ahead and roll stealth.
22.
22. As far as you're aware, you are hidden.
Then my turn.
Okay. All right, Xandal, your turn.
Hopefully the noise outside will distract from the noise we're making in here.
I want to try something. It may not work, but Let's go for it.
Dispel magic. Okay, interesting.
Hopefully.
This is interesting.
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect.
Is this gonna fuck us as well, though, Aaron? Because I don't know if it discriminates.
On
just
the
choose
target.
one.
Is it on the target?
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like an
So-
area of effect thing or.
No.
Oh, it
This
does
is
say
an
choose one
interesting
creature,
one,
object, or
because-
magical effect within range. Yeah. Okay.
What I've got to decide here is whether dispel magic affects golems.
Because they're more of a construct than a magical
Yeah.
You
enchanted
did say
thing, aren't they? They're not
transmutation
enchanted armor.
magic.
Mm.
You
You
did
did
Yes,
say
they did. They
transmutation
did. They did.
magic.
You did say that. Yes,
Mm.
that they were admitting a transmutation. thing.
Yeah,
So they were created with magic. It's just whether
Yeah,
what
all-
animates them is.
yeah. All golems are created through magic. It's just
Mm.
how much a dispel magic would affect a golem.
Could just slow it down or reduce its
'Cause-
actions or something.
Yeah, I've just got to make some
Mm.
thoughts here about this. So for starters, you're going to have to roll a DC check anyway, because this is going to be higher than 3rd level. So no
Okay.
matter what you end up dispelling here, and I'm
DC
going,
equals 10 plus the spell's modifier. It
Yeah.
can throw a save against it anyway.
Yeah.
So it could end up saving from the save and then it not be a
oh no,
problem.
this
Right,
no,
well,
this is
spellcasting.
for Xandal to roll. This is a
Ah, right.
spellcasting check, and
Okay.
depending on what he gets
Right,
will
up to
depend on
10,000.
how effective this is.
If they fail their saving throw, because they could
No,
still
no,
save.
The golem doesn't get a saving throw.
No, it says spellcasting. The DC equals 10 plus your spell
Yeah.
Yes,
on a
for
successful check.
you to roll, not for
Right,
them.
I'm sorry, I thought it was the enemy. Okay. That's
Yeah, because dispel
22.
magic is normally against a magical effect. So
Right.
22. Okay. With a 22, I am going to say roll me. I'm gonna say 6d12.
Oh, I see. Kind of like sleep has to affect a certain amount of.
Right. And that is going to be doubled because I'm going to count it as siege damage. So you cast this dispel at this golem and you watch as just cracks form all over it and its form shudders and judders a bit. You've done some damage to it and you've definitely done something else, but you're not sure it's not stopped moving entirely.
Okay.
So in other words, what he's basically just done is he's damaged the enchantments on the golem. He's not dispelled the
So
golem entirely.
you kind of ruled it like it's damage to its HP rather than.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair.
Let me double check.
That's a compromise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, if only I was with you. I've got shatter.
I don't have a sound of it.
I've got a weapon
Wait,
that can work
kinda do.
against it. It just comes with a whole.
Is this going to
bunch
be
of
like that hallway
fun.
moment where you were like, I'm attacking the thing, I keep blinding Val? Do you remember that?
Exactly. If
And
I
that thing on
if
the
I
ceiling?
trigger an effect that will affect outside, we're gonna have everyone in here.
Yeah.
So I'm
It's,
having to
as
be
long
as
as it's
careful
within
as
its out, there's
possible.
still chaos ensuing outside. It's just how quickly they deal with it. So the quicker
Yeah.
we are, the better.
Okay. That's pretty much all I can do.
Okay.
It's an action to take anything out of my bag, isn't it? So
It is, yeah. Any movement, or is you just going to stay where you are?
I can't disengage. So, and seeing the fact that Val just got very heavily squished before, be a bit of a shield.
Okay. All right. It is now the golem's turns.
Uh-oh.
So this one here is going to go to here.
Oh no! No, he can see me! No! No!
Does seem to ignore you, Talia.
Oh, okay.
Goes to there, but then stops.
Okay.
This one down here is going to make 2 slam attacks against Blossom. So you are still within range. Nat 1. So this one just slams its fist into the floor. This then goes to try again. That is a 29 to hit.
Yep, it hits.
So you are going to take... so 20 bludgeoning damage, halved to 10 because of your resistance.
Yep.
As the fist slams into your hybrid form and you just tense your muscles and shrug it off. Finally, this golem up here is seeing Val come blitzing in and moving so quickly, is going to cast Slow. Val, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please. As it
Okay.
brings up both its hands and holds them out like that, and you just see this
Hadouken!
dark purple light emanate from its palms.
26.
26. You resist. So you feel as if like your body begins like getting covered in almost like molasses or something, but you manage to shrug the feeling off and keep going. Okay, that is the end of the golem's turns. Blossom, your turn.
Yeah. I will take out the whip.
Yep.
I'm gonna try something stupid, actually.
Best kind, let's go.
Can I try a grapple to try and pull it off and topple it? So I'm
Okay.
hoping it's not going to be able to move quick enough to catch itself.
All right. This is interesting. So go ahead and for the first thing, it's going to be a grapple check. So
Mhm.
athletics, in this case, versus athletics.
I mean, it's a big statue.
Oh no.
Oh,
Well, let me.
oh.
You're fortunate. It rolled a 2. And it only
Okay.
has a +6 to strength, so it rolled an 8. You actually win. So
Well.
you do successfully grapple it with the whip, but now you've got to try and pull it over.
Yeah,
So
that's
this is
the problem.
This is going to be a flat strength check just to try and pull this thing.
Be like that thing where it wraps around the legs.
17?
17. Yep. Nope. It rolled as well, and it rolled a 14. So yeah, you do successfully topple it onto its side. It comes crashing down, and as it falls, because it is a construct, it is going to take a little bit of damage. Yeah, it takes a... You see there's a couple more cracks form on it. Not many, but you did do a little bit of damage with that.
Nice.
And it is now prone on the ground.
Bonus action would have been to get the whip out, so that is everything.
I mean,
if
you've
it's
got...
prone, you could get some
Have you not
distance.
got a second attack? That was just one attack.
Oh, you only count that as one?
I would count that as one. That was one action.
One
You
flow of
grappled and
movement,
then pulled to try and pull it off
Sure.
its feet.
I would have thought the grapple and then the pull, but I'll
See-
take it. I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, no, but in my head,
Don't let the
that is
gift horse in the
one.
mouth.
It's
Hmm.
one flowing cinematic action. It's
Yeah.
Ooh.
if you'd failed in the initial pull, then yeah, you would have had to use your next attack for another attempt. But in this case, you've succeeded in tripping it, and now you're back into motion for a second strike.
Sure.
Is it classed as
So
prone at
17
that point?
to hit.
Yes.
17
so
just
advantage.
hits. Yeah, 17 just hits.
Which I'm going to monopolize on if I may.
Uh, 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay, you watch as your blade cuts into this construct. There is no sound or cry from it, but it does cause a large cut into the stone. Of course, you do not gain a charge on the
Yeah.
blade. These things do not bleed.
Does it look
Okay.
like it does full damage then?
Yeah, that did full damage. Your weapon is a magical weapon.
Fair enough.
Anything else you want to do, Blossom?
No, I think I'll stay here.
Okay. Next up then is Val.
I am as useful as a chocolate fire guard right now with no weapons, but at the same time,
Ready up. I've
Not
got an
magic.
idea.
Some.
Ready up.
matey that's pursuing me at the moment, I'm going to use my action to abjure the enemy.
Okay.
As an action, I can choose one creature within 60 foot. It needs to make a wisdom saving throw of 15 or above, or its speed is reduced to 0. On a success, the creature's speed is halved. So at least it will do
Nice.
something.
That's pretty
So it got a 17, so its speed is halved.
Yeah.
As it is abjured.
nice. Well, I've not heard of that one
So-
before.
It's a paladin thing.
It worked anyway, but I would have had advantage from strength checks for Feral Might, which
Yes.
I've never once used.
Maybe you should remember.
Okay. Anything else,
These
Val?
things.
I'm concentrating on Shield of Faith.
Shield of Faith, yep.
I am just gonna wait for Xandor to do his thing.
Okay. Alright, next up is Talia.
Alright, I'm gonna dart back over here and it's gonna get another firebolt in the face. Hopefully.
Okay.
Aren't ranged attacks disadvantage at prone?
Yes, at prone enemies
Oh, are
they are
they?
disadvantaged, yeah.
I forgot. Okay, maybe I'll come in and stab it with the lightning rapier then, my bad.
Okay, that will be at advantage.
Okay, let's see if I get a natty, just in case. Nope. 24.
24 hits.
Nice. So 11 piercing, 5 lightning, 21 sneak damage.
Yep, so that is 37 in total.
Cool. Does sneak attack use my bonus action?
No.
No. So, will it get an attack of opportunity if I back up?
You,
At being prone.
it will, but it will be at disadvantage because it's prone.
I want a bonus action disengage to just back up a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm gonna stay visual.
Okay,
'Cause I
end
haven't
of your
got any
turn.
movement. Yeah. I can't remember how much movement I use, so I don't know if I've got enough to move out of the way, so I'll just stay there.
Okay. Sandal, your turn.
Okay, seeing that the
Getting that ranged is disadvantage on prones.
the spell didn't have the effect I wanted. I'm going to last action. Well, last spell. Cast haste.
Okay. So you cast haste on yourself.
Yeah. And take out the hammer.
Yep.
Going to here, and I'm going to
Well, taking out
hold
the
it.
hammer's an action, so
yeah, no, there's a reason behind it.
okay.
I'm gonna hold it out in a fashion so that Val can grab it.
Fair enough.
Okay.
All right. End of your turn.
That's it. Yeah.
I might be dead by
Okay.
then.
All right.
You
Golem's turn.
It's slow, right? It's still gonna like. Get
So
to you.
this one is going to spend half its movement to get up, and is then going to attempt to make 2 slam attacks against Blossom. One of those. Well, I rolled 2 17s, so 2 27s.
Yeah, both.
So you're going to take. So the first one hits for 19 bludgeoning damage, so half that to 10. And the second one hits for 17 bludgeoning damage, so half that to 8. As these 2 stone fists just as it gets up, just slam into you, just like rattling your body, but you're managing to stand strong against them.
Can I just ask a very quick DM's ruling on something? Obviously, I still have the slime sucker in my system. If I was hit, would I have not just turned into slime and then
No, because
Not how the slime suckers work.
the slime sucker doesn't work like that. Like, an ooze still takes the bludgeoning damage if you
Because
hit it.
otherwise, Slime Talia clone wouldn't have been able to knock
That's
me
fair.
out. 'Cause I'd
It was
still
just
been
a thought.
slimy.
Yeah.
Back when things were less
I'm grasping at any technicality right now because I am bloodied.
Anyway, this
got lay on
golem
hands,
here is going to move that much, but that's as far as it moves. Actually, it'll use its action to move there, but it seems to be picking its way very carefully. This one up here is going to make 2 slam attacks against you, Xandal, but they will be at disadvantage. So that is a 15 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And the second
Xandal's
one...
mushy.
Second one's a nat 1.
So that one misses.
So that one misses. So the one that hits, you take 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, and I need to make a con save.
Yep. Because you are concentrating.
Contemplating.
21.
21, yep, that saves. The hit that misses, it actually clips some of the boxes behind you, and you watch as it just freezes.
What's in those boxes? I did wonder if it's being careful whether there was something in them.
That is the end of the golem's turns. Blossom, your turn.
Yep. How rough is this one looking?
It's got a number of cracks across it, but it still looks fairly functional.
Sure. I'm gonna try the same again. I think.
Keep pulling it down.
Yeah. Except
Goes
the-
back down,
Wax.
and it gets up again.
Yep. So,
Again,
contested strength. So this time it rolled a 24. So
Oh.
yeah, this time as you go to grapple it, it just grabs the whip and just chucks it away.
Fool me once, not fool me twice.
Yeah,
That's fair.
fair enough. I guess I just hit it then.
Yep.
16. Not enough, is it?
16 just misses, unfortunately. The blade hits against the stone but can't quite seem to find purchase to dig in.
Oh.
Please don't die, guys.
We're
Yeah,
trying not to.
I'm going to
I have a plan.
try and step
You
back.
keep saying you have a plan.
Okay,
I'm
it
not
is
seeing
going-
a plan.
As
It's a
its
plan.
opportunity attack, it is going to attempt to grapple you, Blossom.
Sure.
Those.
So you need to make an
I was
athletics or
wrong.
acrobatics check.
Mostly because I can't remember if it's a reaction or not.
15.
15, that is enough. It got a 14, so you do manage to just... Its arms come out and try to wrap around you as you move away, but you duck and
Nice
sort of
action.
shimmy backwards.
Sure. I'm just going to come across here.
Okay. That's the end of your turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Val's turn.
Since Xandal has his arm out with the hammer, would that be a bonus action to grab it off him, or would it be a full action?
I would say that's a free action.
That's a free action. Awesome.
Yeah.
Right, Val is going to move into this space, grab the
Yep,
hammer
not
off...
leaving combat range.
Yeah, grab the hammer off Xandal, and he's gonna Homer Simpson back up into the gaps between the boxes because he is still slimed.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, that
disappear.
would work. That would work.
And he's
So,
gonna
yeah,
be there.
Yes, Val.
You now technically have. Well, no, you leave the hammer behind because you're slimed and the hammer isn't.
Oh.
So you go backwards and the hammer just drops to the floor.
Well, at least I know
you
where
are-
it is.
So he can grab it.
You
But-
now technically have total cover.
And at this point, hidden from everybody's view, he's gonna touch himself and give himself some healing.
Gonna get some privacy to touch myself. Excuse me.
Yeah. And he is going to pump a full 55 hit points back into
Pumping,
himself.
is he? Pumping.
Wow.
Slimy pumping.
God, you must love those golems.
Okay.
And
That
Not get ourselves
believe it or
banned, yeah?
not, that does not even get me back up to full hit points.
I was concerned. I was like, shit, Val's gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my turn.
He's such a squishy paladin. like,
Okay.
what the hell?
Talia, your turn.
I'm going to. Well, he stood up, so I'm going to firebolt it.
Okay.
16.
That just misses, unfortunately. As the firebolt comes up, it just raises a hand and blocks it.
Alright, then I'm going to do bolts from the grave, because you are close enough as my bonus action.
Yep.
They're not sneaky. Fuck, I rolled worse.
14. No, that again. They fire out and they hit all over it, but they just don't seem to be penetrating.
And then I'm gonna skedaddle over here to Blossom.
Okay.
And bonus. Oh wait, no, I'm not gonna bonus action hack because I've used my bonus action, and I'm
Yep.
gonna end my turn.
Okay. Xandal, your turn. Val's just dropped your hammer on the floor.
Okay. Gonna grab the hammer. And
All the best.
this room's well lit, yes?
This room is well lit, yes.
Okay, so let me just focus on. Okay, so yeah, well lit. I can get away with it because nothing's going to flash on the outside of this building.
I mean, it's fairly bright outside, isn't it? Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Right. Oh.
I was kind of concerned because if it wasn't well lit,
It would have been obvious, yeah.
and all of a sudden my spikes suddenly just appeared on the outside of the wall.
Would especially
So-
be noticeable if there was cattle running past at that point.
Yeah.
Suddenly got impaled.
So, I actually need to. There we go. So, hitting the one that I screwed up
Yep.
for 22.
Hits.
Okay. So, hold on. For
So 9
9.
damage.
plus I've got to roll the d6. Two. The green glow. No, wrong one. The hammer focuses the absorbed light, and the head glows brightly. Bright light causes an additional 1d6 radiant.
Yep.
So that's another 5.
Okay. So you smack the hammer into it and you watch as cracks form from the point, and as a radiant damage flows into them, it does cause the cracks to grow larger.
Okay, how's it looking?
It's looking damaged but still functional.
Okay, I'm going to work on another feature. This thing is now considered 2 sizes larger than me, which means it's now a landmass.
What?
Okay. I mean, what?
That works on everything, all creatures. If it's 2 sizes larger, it's a landmass.
Okay.
Do it. What? Because you're halfling.
No, like if there was something that was even 2 sizes larger than yourself, it counts as a landmass. It's in the rulebooks.
Okay.
Right, and
It's
what's that do?
something.
I mean, it's in the rulebooks, but DM
Yeah.
decides.
I'm
I'm-
looking up this rule now.
These
I'll
rules
see if I
don't
can
mean
find
anything
it.
if the DM doesn't like it. So
That is true.
What?
they're guidelines, not
is that
actual
for?
rules.
No, I have an idea.
It's a little
Because
odd to me,
I'm not
but-
finding anything about this.
My
Uh,
guess is what it means is that you can walk on it
Yes.
without.
Yeah. So yeah,
like-
you'll be able to. Yeah, you'll be able to traverse it if you want to, but
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to climb up it.
okay. Go ahead and roll me. I'm gonna say acrobatics, as it is, actively this. Though this is a landmass, it is a landmass that is actively going to try and stop you.
Yeah.
So roll an acrobatics check.
19.
Yeah, you are able to scale as much or as little of this as you want if you are
Okay.
climbing.
I'm pretty much going to sit right in front of its face.
Okay.
So that I have
Sandal,
extra attack as well.
Sandal just straddles a golem's face.
Oh, wait for it. Wait for it.
Oh no.
So that's my second attack.
Just hits.
Okay. So, bang. So 14 damage plus.
Yeah.
Let's see what the hammer does. 4. It's 3d4 fire damage.
Yep. Go ahead and roll.
Now I need to make a con save to keep a hold of it.
11. Not bad.
I drop the hammer.
You drop the hammer as it
Oh.
clatters to the ground on
It's
statue.
alright. And with my hasted action,
Yep.
I'm going to wait for it to try and punch me and then jump out the way so that it punches itself in the face.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
So you slam down the hammer onto this golem's face, cracking one of the eyes, and the flames like burn the marble and cause like nasty marks all over it. And then
Yeah.
you sort of get ready, keeping an eye on its fist.
Yeah,
Okay. End of your turn.
that is it.
Okay, the golem's turns. So, this one is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to get to there.
No, you stay over there. No.
And is
no.
going to make 2 slam attacks again. Well, one against Blossom and one against Talia. So the one against Blossom is a nat 1. So,
Okay.
this is entirely. The one against Talia, that is a 23 to hit.
Uncanny dodge. That does.
Well, that's yeah. It's still going to hit. You're still going to take the damage,
Yeah.
but it's going to be halved.
Halved, yeah.
12, 19 damage, halved to 10. 10 bludgeoning damage. As it swings its arm towards you, and Blossom just sort of like jumps over it, and you, Talia, just sort of like it hits, but you use the hit to sort of like pirouette and bleed off some of the force.
No.
Okay, that is that one's turn. This one up here is going to use its action to pick up a crate and move it carefully to one side.
In these crates.
I think-
Bombs? What the fuck?
No,
Why
I
is
think
it
they
being so
just.
careful?
I think they programmed not to damage any of the
Oh,
merchandise.
nuts. If
So-
we make it through this and we defeat them, though, I'm definitely opening up one of those crates. I'm gonna look.
So this one that you're on the face of, Xandal, accidentally damaged a crate last round. So actually, it is not moving currently. It is actually
trouble.
It is actually incapacitated for this turn because it damaged a crate.
That's hilarious.
Nice.
Now Blossom's turn.
Yeah.
The box that he moved, does that mean that Val is just sat there now?
You're not sat there because this is like a stack of crates and they're like
Right.
6-foot crates, so it's removed one from above you and you can now see light beginning to filter in. It'll take it a couple of turns to actually
properly
Yeah.
move
But
enough
would he
boxes out
be
the way.
There's
half
just this
cover now rather than
squished
full
blob
cover
just
because he's
staring
over
at
He is
the top?
he is still total cover because like I say, the crates are about 6 foot tall.
Oh, they're taller than him.
So he is between them, the lower set, and this has just moved one of the top ones out the way. But yeah, Blossom, your turn.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep trying to topple this one.
Yep.
24.
Yep. Rolled a 17, so the grapple's successful. Go
Cool.
ahead and make your strength check.
Strength. Remembering advantage this time. 16.
16. It rolled a natural 20 for 26, so it is grappled, but you try to pull and it just sort of braces itself and just is an immovable stone.
Sure. Can I keep it grappled and try to pull it down again?
Yeah, go ahead and make another strength check.
Oh, 12.
You still have advantage.
Yeah, that's what
Oh, you rolled up. Yeah, so it got an 18, so again, it's like dug its feet in and widened its stance so that it is not easy to pull it over.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I can't move from there then. Yeah, I'll just keep it grappled.
Okay. Val, your turn. You are in the middle of all of these crates.
So, if anybody's looking, all you see is Val's head, and only his head suddenly squeeze out of this small gap and pop up above the crates.
It's Whack-A-Val. It's Whack-A-Val.
And Val is going to face towards the golem, and he's going to breath weapon it.
Okay. So that is a dex save. 1.
16.
So
Okay.
it fails the dex save.
So it takes 16 damage, and then Val's going to duck his head back down under, and he's going to move over to there, still in the crates, and basically go, nah, 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 nah.
Oh dear.
Val was turned into
Okay.
a child. Oh dear.
Alright, end of your turn, Val.
Yeah, I can't do anything else.
Okay, Talia, your turn.
I'm gonna lightning rapier, but I'm gonna do my special ability to try and shut him back. So I'll end up there.
Okay, so that is a dex save for it. That's a 9 on the dex save, so I'm assuming that fails.
Yes. Where's my deck save? Hold on 1 second.
I'd
Is that
imagine.
pushing
DC is
it?
12,
Yep, so yeah, it fails.
so it'll get
Like-
shunted back to me.
Shunt-
With me. Well, probably half because it's so big. I would have thought.
Yeah, but it
Ah.
does,
Is
because
it-
of that,
yeah,
it smashes
into
into those barrels,
Yeah.
Cool.
which
and
as they
then,
smash, pour wine everywhere, and it looks like good wine.
so that was an action, yes.
Yeah, I still need the damage from the lightning rapier,
Oh, okay. Hang on 1 second. Oh wait, fuck. What was it?
the
it's
special ability.
Saving throw 2d10. 2d10. 8.
8 damage, yep.
And then I'm gonna do bolts from the grave right back at it. If I
Okay.
can. 26 to hit.
26 hits.
21 necrotic damage. And can I re-roll that one with my entropy feat thingy,
You can,
please?
yep.
So that's 1d6 I can re-roll. So that is a 5.
So,
5.
yep.
Yeah.
This golem is starting to look worse for wear. There are large cracks running all over it, and its movements are beginning to get jerky and shaky.
Is he other side of the crates or over the crates?
He has smashed the crates.
Smashed the
He has
crates,
smashed
so-
those barrels, and wine has spilt everywhere.
Okay, so I still got movement, so I'm gonna go up to here,
Okay.
and then I'll end my turn.
All right. Xandal, you are still straddling a weeping angel's face.
Nice. So with the amount of cracks that have been torn into it, Am I able to see any form of like control gem or?
You can use an action to roll an investigation check.
Will do.
Just start poking about in its brain.
I'm also going to use a flash of inspiration.
Yep.
So investigation.
Yep.
So 12.
12. Not that you can see.
Is
You're
your
sort of-
numbers higher because of your band of intellect?
Yeah.
Yeah. thought
You-
so.
you poke around and sort of like investigate as quickly as you can, but you're not seeing anything.
Okay. So for my second action, I'm going to take dodge action again, ready just in case it tries to swing at me.
Okay. End of your turn.
Yeah.
Okay, Golem's turn. So again, that Golem that is at the crates is going to carefully lift another crate off of that pile.
So he doesn't even know that you're at the other end. It's just lifting them away.
Yeah, it didn't see Val move. It's just it knows like it's Val's last known position to it is in amongst these crates.
I almost feel like Val is a little bit like, you know, like how Jackie Chan does like kung fu, but it's accidentally badass.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
what Val is. He's just accidentally a badass.
This golem down here is incapacitated for the turn because it broke some of the barrels. This one up here though is going to attempt to make a
Dragging it this way.
a
Drag it into
slam
one of the
attack
crates.
Yeah.
against Xandal. So it's you've taken the dodge action, so that's disadvantage
Yeah.
on the roll, yeah?
Yeah.
Even with disadvantage, I literally rolled 2 19s, so that's 29 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So yeah, this is gonna hit. So Xandal, you are going to take 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, con check on my spell. 20.
That's fine. And the second slam with disadvantage. Lowest is a 17.
Yeah, that hits.
Yep, so you're sort of like ducking and diving around trying to get it to hit itself, and it's just not having it. That is 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
Eee.
I'm guessing Xandal's fairly low.
I'm guessing Xandal's kind of like passed out on this thing's face.
Oh, are you unconscious?
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh-oh, I
And-
can't see you,
and
so
yeah,
I can't
no-
help you.
no one can see you. Val's in
I
amongst
have
the bunch
no
of crates.
idea that you're down.
The only
No,
person
it's
who
fine.
might would be Blossom. And how cruel am I feeling?
Don't
You are technically 10 feet up, and as you fall unconscious, you would fall.
Yeah.
Would 10 feet falling to the ground cause damage?
It does.
No.
That is one death save failed. Instant.
Well, if you took damage of your own thing, it's 2 failed death saves, so it's how cruel.
No, it's if you take a melee attack.
Right.
That it's
okay.
2 failed death saves. Any other damage is just 1. But yeah, that's the end of the golem's turns. Blossom,
Yep.
you would have seen, you would have heard Xandal fall. Whether you look is up to you.
Yeah, I'm just thinking this. Yeah, I've got plenty of movement. But first thing, since this is incapacitated, it's not going to be able to resist. So can I pull it into the rest of the barrels?
You will still have to make a strength check.
Yeah.
It will have.
Way to keep it low
disadvantage.
profile. That people are going to know that we've been nosing around here.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, once these things woke up, I assume we're burning the place to the ground because they already know we've been in here.
Yep, you do manage to drag it,
We've got no proof that there's
across the
somehow
barrel,
going there.
breaking more of them.
Mhm. And then I'll run up to Xandal.
Yep, it is catatonic from having broken barrels.
Mm-hmm. And it would be an action to use the healing charges from my whip, wouldn't it?
Yeah, to feed it to someone else, that would be an action, yes.
Well, I am ready to for him to be
Yeah.
smushed before my eyes.
Squishy squish.
Okay.
Although,
All part of my plan.
my-
Finry will level this town.
with my second attack, I mean, I can hope that it's low enough to maybe kill it.
You can go ahead and try.
14.
14, no, misses. As you lash out with the whip blade, it just knocks it to the side.
No.
Okay, Val, your turn.
So I'm at the smaller parts of the crates, I'd imagine. Is it like I'm going to stick my head out and see if I can see Xandal? Or see
Yeah,
what's
as
going on?
As you poke your head out and glance around, yep, you can see Xandal unconscious on the floor, Blossom stood near them.
Use all your lay on hands there.
I've got other stuff. So I'm going to move more towards the centre again, but this side of the centre.
Yep.
And I'm going to cast Aura of Vitality.
Okay.
And then I can use my bonus action to give 2d6 hit points to a player within 30 foot.
Let me just bring up Aura of Vitality. The problem you've got there is you are going to be dropping haste.
I don't have haste.
I thought you had
Uh,
haste. Oh no,
no,
you
I've
did
got
drop haste.
Shield
It
of
No,
was
Faith.
he
Shield of
decided to not
Shield
do
of
haste.
Faith.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Shield
That's
of
fine.
Faith has dropped, but you've got Aura of Vitality. What's the range of the Aura? 30 foot
30
radius.
foot.
Hang on. There you go. There's your aura.
Cool. So I think Xandal's in that.
Yep.
I'm
There are
gonna.
some cowards outside that are like, this is nice.
Well, I've got to choose one person
Some
within the
coward
aura
idiots.
to give the
Yeah, I know.
healing to. So 7 hit points.
So Xandal, you come back to
Double.
consciousness as some of your wounds
No.
close.
Here we go again with Xandal being like, I'm up! I'm unconscious. I'm up!
Nighttime. Daytime.
Hello!
Daytime.
Okay, that the end of your turn, Val?
Yup.
Okay. Talia, your turn.
I'm gonna firebolt it and hope that I catch some of them barrels on fire.
Oh, okay, go ahead and roll your attack.
Cover's already blown. 25 to hit.
25 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
15.
Could you also roll me 10d6?
How do I advanced dice roller?
They're gonna explode.
Hold up. 10.
Yeah, it had recently been pulled through some whiskey barrels as well.
10d6, did you say?
10d6.
Lower is better. Lower is better.
28.
28, so 28 plus 15. That's 38. 43 points of damage. It is teetering and cracked and covered in like it's like it looks like it's falling apart as this firebolt hits, and you watch as its body covered in fluids from these barrels catches on fire. The fire travels down its legs into the puddle on the floor, and then the remains of the barrels and the barrels near it just go as the
Shit.
whiskey and alcohol in them explodes, and it rocks back and forth and looks like it is barely standing.
And then bolts from the grave, please.
However, that was a loud bang.
Yeah, well, we figured, yeah.
Go ahead and
So-
roll bolts on the grave.
I miss.
You miss on that one, yes,
And
unfortunately.
I'm going to back up just out of its line of sight.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Xandal, your turn. You are thrown on the ground, but conscious.
Hey, I can reach my hammer. Right,
Pardon me.
would I have noticed whether my hammer was doing more damage because it's bludgeoning or...
It did not look to be, no.
Oh, damn it. Worth a try. Okay, 2 hits coming up. 18
Hits.
for 8 bludgeoning and number 2. It's another d6 of radiant.
Radiant. Yep.
1.
Better than nothing.
Indeed. Second hit.
Every hit point counts.
Yeah. Eee.
11 misses, unfortunately.
Yeah, still shaking off the
Damn it,
concussion.
Sirenscape, stop being a bitch. Sorry, Sirenscape's being a bitch. Fuck.
Okay.
Shit, where is it?
Okay, and can I jump onto this box?
Yep.
Yep. I'm gonna sort of like jump onto the box and just sort of like
I'm trying to move it, not bloody
keep myself,
turn it off.
or try to keep myself as far out of its reach, but I have no dodge ability now.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. Alright, it is now the golem's turns. So this one is going to carefully move another crate. At this point, it has begun to reveal Yuval. Even over the other side of the crates, it has begun to reveal parts of you. This one here is going to step forward slightly and is going to make 1 slam attack against Sandal with a disadvantage because you're on the crates and it's trying to be careful, and then 1 slam attack against Blossom. So the slam attack against Sandal, that is a 16 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And so we just say you're unconscious because you got 7 hit points, and
Yeah.
the minimum damage this can do is 6, or well 9 if you include the dice rolls. So
Yeah.
so
no,
yeah,
that's
you
fine.
are unconscious again. You just collapse on top of the boxes. Okay, and then the regular attack against Blossom, 25 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
So you're going to take. Okay. 24 points of bludgeoning damage, halved to 12.
Oh.
That is the end of that one's turn. This one is just.
Catatonic. The amount of battles
Wow.
destroyed.
Would it? Yeah, it is basically catatonic. It's just going to stand there.
It's probably
I was
looking around in a panic. I backed up
Is
behind
it
a
still
crate.
burning,
Yeah.
though?
It is still burning, actually. Yeah.
Want me to roll some
So
more d6s?
no, I'll roll them. 8 damage.
Dots damage over time, baby.
It is just still standing. You can see the lights in its eyes blinking on and off.
Little bitch.
But yeah, that is the end of the golem's turns. Blossom, your turn.
Yep.
That slime sucker saved your life. Meanwhile, Vienna's having a nice little relax.
Yep.
We're having a sleep. We're fine.
How high up are these boxes?
So the boxes to your left are about probably 5, 6 feet tall.
Sure. Can I reach Sandal from here then?
Yeah, you would be able to just in
Yeah.
your hybrid form. Yeah, you're easily sort of 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
So-
give him the 10 charges from my healing.
Yep. So you pop the crystal into his mouth and sort of rub his throat, and Sandal swallows. So you get 10 hit points, Sandal.
Thank you again.
Yep.
Squish 'em.
Yeah, still don't
Get
have
you some
many
armor,
bonus
Xandal.
actions.
I have armor. It's in a box. Well, a bag.
Okay. Anything else from Blossom, or is that it?
No, that's it.
Okay. Val, it's your turn.
Okay.
Your aura of vitality, is that like a constant thing, or?
It's concentration, and I can use a bonus action to bestow hit points on people. That is not what I will be doing. I will be misty stepping my ass over to these crates, and now I'm
Okay.
in
Hello,
between those
Val.
crates.
Yep.
I'm just
Fair
going to
enough.
point out,
'Cause, like-
Vienna's having a relaxing time. Her player is very nervous.
I don't think I
Yeah,
can do anything else.
This combat was planned with all 6 of you in mind, so
Yeah.
this is more difficult than it should be. Okay, Val's turn over,
And
or
the
I think so.
afterwards than the combat itself.
okay.
Actually,
Alright.
can I have gone up to him, punched him in the leg, and then Misty stepped?
Okay, you punch him in the leg, it does nothing.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, your unarmed attacks are not magical, thus they do nothing to this creature.
Fair enough. I just wanted to punch him in the leg. So yeah.
Well,
you
did
punch
that, you
it-
probably,
you punch him in the-
probably hurt
punch him-
yourself.
You punch him in the leg, go, and then vanish.
Bye.
Okay, Talia, your turn.
Hello again. I'm going to Oh, I don't really want to set the whole thing on fire. What does that do? I'm gonna chill touch.
Okay.
They'll take 1d8 necrotic damage and then can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn. They're not undead, so that second part doesn't matter.
And
Okay.
what is that, a save or a...
It's doesn't say it's a save.
It's to hit, so yep, that hits.
Yep. Cool. I can reroll ones, can't I? Because it's necrotic.
Well, trust you don't need to.
Oh, okay.
It had 1 hit point left.
Okay.
You
Oh,
watch
really?
the
It was that
thing-
low.
You watch
Okay.
this ghostly hand just passes through its head and its eyes just go dark and it just sags and crumbles to the floor. She's so happy with herself with these sound effects.
I have no idea how satisfying it is to have a sound effect for something that happens.
Okay, so you've still got movement and bonus
Movement
action.
and bonus action. Then I'm going to run up to here. And I'm gonna firebolt that fucker, hoping I set these crates on fire, because fuck it.
Well, you've used your action, so you can't
Oh
fire.
wait, no. What did I use? Oh, I knew I used chill touch, didn't I?
Yeah.
Our bonus action bots from the grave. I think I'm
Yep.
close enough. Let me check. Yes. Okay, sorry. I got my actions mixed up. I miss again.
You do indeed.
And I only moved
Oh.
a little bit, so I'm gonna duck back down there so that I'm out of its sight again.
Yep.
Or like maybe a bit further there.
Sandal,
And then my-
your turn.
being like a little woohoo.
I am alive again.
Yep.
Stand up.
And sniper.
Sandal has
Grab me
been
hammer.
unconscious so many times, I'm starting to considering brain damage.
Or point of exhaustion or something.
Well, it's only twice so far this combat.
So far.
So far. I'm gonna hit it. Oh wait.
Okay.
First thing first.
But
Down
I'm
to
assuming you stand up first.
Yeah, I'm gonna come around the back of it.
So half your movement. Yep, so you do have flanking, so you have advantage.
Yeah. $28
Hits.
for 13 bludgeoning.
Yep.
Man, it's the Eden fire one. So
3d4.
3d4. Gonna take another 9 fire damage
Okay.
on save.
Starting to look more damaged, more cracks appearing.
I'm still holding that hammer.
Oh yeah, you
Yay!
just push through the pain.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
Um,
second attack.
Second attack, yeah. For 26.
26 hits.
For another 13 damage. Plus. Ooh, 5. Oh, nice. The crystal channels the absorbed light into energy, and the crystal cracks and groan as they grow exponentially, causing the hammer's head to double in size briefly. The strike adds another damage die from the war hammer, which is the D10.
Yep.
And the hit target must make a strength saving throw DC 14 or be knocked prone.
Nice.
If knocked prone, the hammer wielder gets a second free attack with the enlarged hammer after the
So
attack.
what you're saying is you need to roll 5 all the time.
Unfortunately, it rolled a 20 on the save, so it does not get knocked prone.
Ah,
but
but
you
it
do get
takes
the
an
extra
extra.
10 damage.
Yeah.
It is looking very damaged now.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't get the free attack. I'm also gonna have my booming blade attached to that. So if it attempts to move, not that it's going to, we're both right there.
Yep.
Just in case, you never know.
Yeah.
Okay. End of your turn, Zandal?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. This one's going to... I mean, it didn't see you vanish, Val, and it's still locked onto you, so it's going to move one more crate. But after that crate, it realizes you are no longer in the middle of that bunch of crates. It can't see
Where'd
you.
you go?
But
It's,
that's
scratching
action
its head.
spent doing that. This one is going to make a slam attack against each of you again. So the one on Zandal is a 21 to hit. I'm guessing that hits.
Presumably hits.
Yep. That
Only
is
10 health.
13. 19 points of bludgeoning damage to Zandal.
And he's back out again.
I get up.
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
We're never going to pick me down.
And then
We
a
burn a whiskey drink, we
slam
burn a
attack.
lager drink.
Not
against
the whiskey
Blossom.
drink.
19 to hit Blossom.
Yep, hits.
So you are going
RSA's
to
just been
take
renamed to tub thumping.
16
Not
points of
unless we
bludgeoning
destroy
damage,
everything in our path.
halved to 8.
Sure.
And the other one is dead and gone. So, top of the round, Blossom. As this round begins, you do hear from outside with your keen hearing someone shouting, "What was that explosion? Get some guards over here!"
We need to
Yep.
hurry up. Maybe out the window and away if we can.
Yeah, the problem is Zandal's.
Unconscious again.
Stick him in the bag of holding. We can last a few minutes before he dies.
Yeah.
Get out of there and then get him out again.
I will try to finish this one though. Okay.
That
Me
20
too.
definitely hits.
Is...
Is that sword or whip?
Whip. So 17 damage.
Yep, 17 damage.
Is it still up?
Yes, it's looking ridiculously hurt though.
16 to hit. isn't
16
enough.
does not hit, unfortunately.
I'm gonna shout that they've heard us.
But like shouting back, we need to hurry this up and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. That is everything.
Okay. Alright. Val, it's your turn.
From where I am in the middle of the room, is this the full extent of the warehouse, or
What you can see on the map is the full extent of the warehouse.
there's not like a place where there's like a desk or...
There is a desk. You can see that there is a desk. I didn't include it on the furniture, but there is a desk over by the front doors.
Right,
You would have noticed that when you were looking around.
okay.
We need to get some stuff. Get out.
Val is going to Misty Step over to where the desk is,
Yep.
and just open the desk and grab whatever he can.
Okay, so you just start grabbing files and letters. Yep.
Yeah, and if there's a bag nearby, or a sack, I'm just gonna shove it in the sack.
There's sacks nearby, but you would have to empty them of things first, but that's easily doable.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that and just take everything that I can and get it in this.
Okay. Anything else for your turn? Is that it?
That would be classed as my action, wouldn't it? and my bonus action was Misty Step. So I am going to. I assume from here as well, I can see that the only exits were the front door and the windows, right?
Yes.
There's no windows on the side that I'm currently at, just the left-hand side.
There are no windows on the front, but there are windows on both sides of the building.
So where I am, I'm near a window.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do 30-foot movement then towards a window.
Yep.
Go there, ready for a potential escape.
All right.
If we can.
Say that. We'll try to say that Sandal was hurt by the bulls.
All right.
If we can get outside.
Talia, your turn.
How's this one looking?
That one has barely taken any damage.
Fuck.
It's got a couple of cracks on it from some lightning breath, and that's it.
Are we running? Do you think we should run?
Oh,
I think we should run. I'm just gonna scream, Blossom, get Xandal and run! Get to this window! And I'm gonna look out the window because I want to see if the coast is clear to get the fuck out.
Okay, the window is 8 feet up, but you can sort of run and
I'll be
jump
like,
and grab it.
Give me a boost. Yeah, I'm pretty nimble. I'll give it a go. Do you mean to
you peek
roll
out.
anything?
Just looking outside, there doesn't seem to be anyone in the immediate alleyway. If you want to try and get an angle on the streets, then yeah, roll me a perception check.
Okay. 24.
24. The streets look busy. The cattle are still running around, but no one appears to be paying attention to the alleyway.
Window's good. Are we going?
I think so. Can you turn in?
We need to get Xandal out.
Yeah. Well, if we just open the window and get you out with the bag, I can concentrate on getting Xandal out with Blossom.
What do you want me to do? Hang around in the alley?
No,
or
just
meet
go
you at the tavern?
with a bag of stuff. Meet you at the tavern.
Alright. Give me a hand up. And I'll grab the bag and I'm gonna try and climb out the window and make a break for the tavern then.
Okay, so you get out the window. So I'm going to remove...
I'm gonna, if I'm allowed, I'm gonna look down at my chest, look at my strings, and I'm just gonna quick advantage on myself.
Yep.
With the strings of fate.
So Talia is out of there. So you are out of the combat and outside. Sandal, roll a death saving throw, please.
Bear with me.
16, that is a success. So one success.
Woo.
The golem's turns. This one is going to go... It's still abjured, so 5, 10 to get to there. It is then going to reach down and pick Xandal up.
Of course it is. We're gonna get shit if we leave our master behind.
And it's going to take its action to begin walking back, carrying Xandal.
We swapped keys.
15, it gets to there with Xandal in its arms. This one is going to make 2 slam attacks against you, Blossom.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 12 to hit for one.
Misses.
And a 29 to hit for the other.
Hits.
You're going to take 20 bludgeoning damage, halved to 10.
Cool.
And that is the end of the golem's turns. Blossom, your turn.
Yep. But okay.
Oh God.
Hmm.
I'm guessing that was is that a saving throw?
It is. The
I
DC is
believe
8.
Yeah, so you should be
So,
okay.
Okay.
Whereform? Under a quarter health.
Oh shit!
Under half health. I've been rolling for last round as well.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
notice that.
no.
Round.
We got a Berserk Blossom. Uh-oh.
Not quite yet.
No.
Maintaining control for the moment.
Oh, thank God.
Um,
Forgetting that you have that thing.
how low was this one?
That one looks like it is like nearly falling apart. Its eyes are blinking on and off, and it is janky and moving weirdly.
Sure. I'm gonna try and finish it off before running then.
Don't get
20
Sandal.
hit.
20 hits.
For 10 damage.
Yep. You slice the head off, and it just collapses to the
Yep.
floor.
Okay, that's fine then.
Just
Oh,
leaving
yes,
Aaron to die, or
Yeah, and just
Uh,
happening, Xandal. Well done for your sacrifice.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
getting our master killed could cause problems.
Well, I'm actually not gonna run that way. I'm gonna stay there, I suppose.
Okay. Is that your turn then, Blossom?
Yeah, that's me.
You've got a second attack if you want to take it.
Yeah, I suppose I should. I'll hit that one.
I will say, you don't have to use your attack as an attack.
Yeah, I can.
You
Try
could.
and disentangle.
Good.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm more thinking he could try and grapple Xandal.
That's what I meant, like untangle him from it and try and pull
Yeah.
him towards himself.
Sure. With the blade whip, though, I'll end up pulling his head off.
I would just attack.
I would say you are skilled enough with your blade whip that you can. If
There's
you
a blunt
don't roll,
end and a sharp end. Like
if
you
you
know how
don't, yeah, if you don't roll too low, you're not going to cut Xandal.
Sure.
It's whether you want to risk rolling in that
It's
one. and-
it's
Oh, wow.
how confident you are with your skill.
I mean, fairly confident. How tight is it held onto him? Is it just carrying him?
It's literally just like got him resting on its palm as it's walking along.
Oh.
Currently.
Sure. Yeah, go for that then. Try and snatch him.
Yeet.
It was the 21 to.
21. So yep, you managed to whip the blade around Xandal without harming him, and you are able. I'm not even going to make you make a strength check. It's Xandal. He's small and he's unconscious. You can easily yank him out of the palm and towards you.
Sure.
So you are now
you
carrying
can
an
catch.
unconscious Xandal.
Yep. I can make it just about to there then with the next.
I've just thought of something.
Oh no.
When you hybrid form, you grow, don't you, Blossom?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how form-fitting your slave robes were, and whether you'll have ripped them.
Oh, you're naked.
I thought.
Not
I mean,
necessarily naked, but no
It
longer
might be
correctly
cool.
garbed.
The bulls. The bulls.
Oh, I'm
cows or-
definitely like it's
ripped.
stretched thin. I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it was baggy enough that there was some stretch, but it's not gonna stand up to close scrutiny when you
It's-
shrink back down.
If Xandal can get back up and is walking with him, surely it would look like Xandal has just given him a severe beating.
That'll be down to you guys to try and pass off, but
Okay.
we'll see.
I got to bloody
Yeah.
somehow stealth and dodge crazy cattle and get to the tavern at some point.
So, at the end of your turn then, Blossom.
Yes.
Just fine.
Okay. Val, it's your turn.
Val is just wondering how we can make this not look as suspicious as it does. Immediately, he's going to use his bonus action to give Xandal the health so that he's back up and can move. So let me roll
Yep.
for that. So another 7 hit points.
Yep, so Xandal, you are conscious once more.
Val is going to
How long?
move away from the door so that they can try and run towards the door. But try and
Window
keep in
with
visual
golem,
range
yeah.
with the golem. And it's going to go badly. I'm going to cast command.
Okay.
And the single word Val utters is berserk.
Okay.
Berserk? Are
Yeah,
you
to make
nuts?
it look like the golem.
make it look like the golem smashed everything.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Okay, so wisdom saving throw.
yeah,
Uh,
That was quite close.
that is an 8. I'm guessing that fails.
that fails.
Okay, so you watch as its eyes sort of slowly change color to this frightening red.
That's my
Okay.
turn.
All right, Xandal, it's your turn. You are currently held in Blossom's arms, so you are not actually within 5 feet of the golem. You are further than that.
Okay. Would I see that everyone's trying to get out?
You would see Val next to an open window. You don't see Talia.
Okay. Second level cure wounds on myself because I'm becoming very fast a burden. So 11. Okay. And out of curiosity, just
Mm-hmm.
so that we're not leaving evidence behind, where's the hammer?
I would say when you dropped unconscious, you're able to keep hold of the hammer, and the golem picked you up gently enough that it hasn't left your grip. It is still in your hand.
Okay. Right.
Muted.
Let's get out of here. How are we doing this?
Window.
Run.
Out through the window.
Telepathically.
To the wall.
Okay. Considering that I am quite small, I'm assuming that I'm gonna have to wait until the 7-foot were-tiger is able to just sort of like throw me through it.
Well, there are boxes near it, and the
Okay.
boxes are about 4 feet tall, and the window's 8 feet up, so it's about 4 feet up from the top of the box, which you should realistically, even as a halfling, be able to jump and grab that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get up through the window.
Yep, you scramble and then fall out the other side and onto the ground, covered
Not on
in
me though,
wounds,
because I'd have booked
Covered-
it, right?
covered in wounds and blood.
Yeah.
But you are
yeah.
now out of the building.
Thank you.
Okay, it's the golem's turn. The golem has been told to berserk. It is going to 5, 10, 15, 20,
It's still at half speed.
25. Oh yeah, it is still at half.
It is.
15. It's going to
Berserk,
smash.
but slowly.
It is going to run into the middle of that bunch of crates and is just going to start smashing. I do need both you and Blossom to make dexterity saving throws, as it is just like bashing crates across the place and smashing them, and there are like bars of iron and bits of stone and chunks of wood flying everywhere.
That one.
That one, oh dear. So Blossom, you are
The dice
to
hate
take-
us. I'm just saying.
half
Yeah.
damage. So Blossom, you
sacrifice
take 5 piercing damage.
It's like making me a sacrifice
Val-
to all of us at this point.
Oh no, so Blossom, you only take 2 piercing damage because you take half. Val, you take 10 piercing damage because you're vulnerable.
Cool. Tis but a flesh wound. Fine, I'm happy with 10 points. 10 points I
Okay.
can deal with.
That's better than 20 something like it has been.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
50
okay.
like it was in round 1.
Blossom, con save for you first.
Come on.
Oh no! I knew that was gonna
Blossom.
happen.
You get
Blossom
plus
has
3.
gone berserk.
Oh. He gets
Great.
plus 3 on a
Plus
save.
3 because you are within range of Val. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Oh, thank
fair
fuck
enough.
for that,
Val's
Jesus.
aura has saved you there.
This is a rollercoaster. Look at Steph. She's just like gonna have an aneurysm at this point. She's like,
That could have been epic.
Oh,
Just you're about to go out the
goes
window.
berserk,
Can you imagine?
and Blossom
Just you're
goes,
about-
Blossom's just
okay. He goes, no, it's
Just
not
as-
you.
Just
Bad
as Val's
thing.
about to go out the window, a clawed hand just grabs his ankle and yanks him
Get
down.
over here.
Round 2, fight!
Okay, Blossom, you are
Yeah,
within. You are
so-
still in control.
Yeah. So we're just bailing out the window. I
Yep.
will drop my form so that I've got
Yep.
an easier time getting through this. I assume it's just a
Yep.
fairly small window.
Yes.
Mm. Yeah, just bail out there.
Yep. So you just jump out and dive down into the alleyway landing next to Sandal. And I'm assuming, Val, you just fly through with your
Yep.
slime sucker form. And it's at that point that combat is over. But now we're going to deal with the aftermath of that.
Mhm.
And me
So,
running.
first off, Talia, could you make me please, are you running or are you attempting to stealth?
I'm trying to stealth, but move quickly.
Okay,
But
so
yeah. So,
Roll me a stealth check at disadvantage.
so straight check because I made myself have advantage before I jumped out the window
Yes.
with strings of
Yep,
fate.
so straight check.
25.
If you quickly duck through alleys and make your way as quickly as you can through this chaos, you get to the gate and you can see that the guards there have left and are trying to corral some sheep who'd run out of the warehouse district.
Hmm.
And you quickly duck through and head down the stairs, heading into the lower district without issue. The other three, on the other hand, as you guys are coming out of there, you do see a pair of Radiant Templar running up towards the front doors of the warehouse.
How badly is Blossom's clothing?
Blossom's clothing, like I say, is a little torn and a little like stretched, but not too badly.
To try and pass us off a little bit, I'm gonna gesture to Blossom to give me her whip,
Sure.
and then I'm going to move so that Blossom is in the middle with Xandal in the front, and walk in with me and the whip behind Blossom, and then giving Xandal directions. And
I mean, yeah, Xandal is, like, by the way, completely covered in blood
Yeah,
and looks
Yeah.
I would say that
extremely damaged.
It's
best
fine. I've got
is that
a cure
Oh.
wounds.
Speed.
You're still going to be
Come-
covered in blood, Xandal, and you're still going to have damaged clothing.
well,
It's
there's been
more-
there's been Ox or whatever running around as well. So
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I
you
am
could have
a-
been punished because you didn't protect him. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So you've been punished.
Okay.
That makes
So
sense.
make me a group performance check.
Woohoo!
But also, the other thing is, that's not a normal whip, so I don't think it's good to be having that as.
okay,
pretending
Well, I
that-
mean,
I'll
you're
pass
making it look
back
like it's
in.
Xandal's whip, right? Xandal's got the whip.
Well, no, Val was.
I was going to
saying
make it out
was
like
behind,
I'd whipped him, but
but
What, a slave whipping another slave rather than Xandal doing
Yeah,
it?
it can be done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
know,
it
but
has-
I don't know whether that's as believable.
Or
as
I'll
you
give it to
having
Xandal.
It would make more
Either
sense
either.
for you
Not
to have
with-
something exotic being not a slave than to give a slave
Mhm.
something that valuable.
yeah,
Just to
okay,
whip a
we'll do that
just
then.
to whip someone who's nothing.
Yeah, not something like that. But
Yeah.
I think it's better to go with the idea that we got caught in the stampede because of how
Mm.
beat up Sandal is as well.
Okay,
I don't
Yeah.
really don't want to get my whip confiscated.
okay,
That's
we'll pass
fair.
the whip back.
Yeah. Would we be able to just quickly shove giant weapons back in bags, gloves, etc.?
Yeah, I would say that is something quickly enough to do, but as you're doing that, you hear as the guards open the warehouse, go in and go, "What the fuck?"
And then is that statue still going around like?
That statue's, the command only lasts one round, so the statue is now stood amongst the boxes just going, "I broke things!"
Oh no!
So group
yeah.
performance check, yeah.
Yeah, group performance check.
Okay, I'm going to use my third flash of inspiration.
Okay,
Oh.
so that makes it a 13.
I only got 7.
Yeah,
Okay,
anything
so-
plus for Val?
Because he got 18.
So-
No, that's saving throws
Yeah.
for Val's thing.
So
Oh, right, shit.
moving through the area, you do get a couple of odd looks from people as you pass by them, but they sort of seem more busy with the cattle and the animals than anything, so they don't really pay you any mind. Quickly, you also make your way out of the district and back down into the lower city without any more hassle. and you all eventually meet back up at the Gloomstalker Inn, the Gloomstalker Tavern, just sort of outside. Talia, you get there, and then about probably 5 minutes later, the others turn up.
I guess I just make eyes to the dwarf and then like nod upstairs.
The gnome.
Yeah,
Hestia.
the lady. Yeah,
Yeah.
the underground chick. Yeah.
She glances at you, nods, and indicates for you all to head up.
Which we gladly do so.
You all get to your room and just collapse onto any surface that can support you.
Charlie's just kind of dotting from one leg to the other because I only took like 10 hit points damage.
About 5 minutes later, there is a knock at the door.
And I'll kind of knock back. Is it you?
Yeah, it knocks back as, yes, it's me, open the damn door.
And I
be
open
right
the
back.
door.
Hestia stood there and she walks in and goes, well, from what I've just heard, there was a bit of a ruckus.
I
hear there was a
more noise than
stampede.
your friend did. Yeah, pretty dangerous stuff.
I
Apparently,
mean-
golems can cause all sorts of trouble.
I know, they just go berserk for no reason. And
Sorry,
smash stuff.
golems?
Oh, there's some fucking weird shit in that warehouse. Like shit I've never seen. They had these weird statues that, they came alive and tried to kill us. Made a real mess. Might have blown up some crates. But we got this sack of goodies. And then I'll, like, empty the sack out.
We
I
haven't
just
looked at
cracked
anything
everything.
yet,
I have no
so-
idea if we have no idea if it's anything good, but
She
all we
picks
can
up a
find.
piece and she picks up a ledger and starts flicking through it and goes, I mean, I can look through some of this. It might be useful, it might not, I'm not sure.
I hope so.
I mean, you definitely held up your end of the bargain, so,
I told you we were good for it.
yeah, a bit louder than I expected.
Yeah, well, wasn't really the plan, but, you know, when shit happens, you improvise.
Yeah, okay. She sort of sits there and flicks through the ledger and her brows crease a bit and she goes, is this in code or what?
What's wrong with it?
She sort of turns it to show you, and you see that there is lists of resources and like amounts and values, and then at the end is received from. Like there's a column that says received from, and there's what like a lot of it is initialed as L or S or W. Like there's just initials like that, and it's like that. Normally, in ledgers like these, it lists where you know something's come from, like what, like a producer or a mine or something like that. But this is just initials.
Oh, they're getting it from someone, not somewhere?
I don't know. Potentially, she flicks through the ledgers a bit more.
I
got
mean,
an
is there
E.
a cipher or something?
I mean, it could be, but I'll not be able to crack it. I can maybe
Mm.
send it off and see what the other members of the underground make of it.
Well,
Well,
if you do,
take time.
fill us in.
I mean, feel free to help me look through this and see if there's any
Yeah.
links.
I'll have
or
a
anything.
look, whether I recognize anything. I've dealt with ciphers before, but when you don't have the key,
I mean, how much
it's a
papers
little
did we
hard to
pick up?
figure
Is there enough for each one of us to like take a small pile?
Oh
and
yeah,
have a look
yeah.
through?
There's plenty.
Okay.
My Roll20, my desktop has disconnected itself from the internet, so you'll have to tell me what you roll.
Okay.
It's being a pain.
We all just rolling investigation, yeah?
Five.
Do I still have advantage from my threat of fate?
No,
or
your
is
threat
it-
of fate would have
Sorry,
We
failed.
all,
sorry.
we all rolled nat 20s. It's a
Ha.
freak coincidence.
I
rolled
can
a
always.
16. You can look on
Yeah,
D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
It shows our rolls
some of
there
you.
as well. Oh, except for Reese. 16.
16. Okay.
I rolled a 5.
Can
5.
I get anything from grim psychometry. When recalling information about, or hang on, I'll need to read it. It's not something I use very often.
What's my tokens for past lives set to right now? Out of curiosity. I don't know what I've got it set to. Let me have a look. I don't think it's
6.
anything used
6.
to. Let me see.
Concussion
Okay.
is real.
Oh, it's on sleight of hand. I don't suppose I'd be
Uh,
able to change that, considering we've rested to have something more. Don't
yeah,
actually think there is anything useful.
No,
when
you
in-
can't have changed it. You have to do it during the rest,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
there's nothing really useful here anyway that would help with investigating some. I suppose perception. Is there investigation on it? Because it's
What?
tools, isn't it?
What's the grim psychometry?
yeah, I'm just going to copy and paste the description. So it's
There's nothing.
do with it mostly says relics and places touched by evil. So information of sinister or tragic.
You would get something off of this potentially, maybe. Yes, actually.
Sure.
So for the 16 that Talia got, you sort of look through. We'll start with that. You look through a couple of sheets and ledgers, and you do find some repeating initials, which is AW. And eventually you see a couple of bits where you make sense, and that's Albrecht Worthington. So
Yeah.
you do discover that that is a repeating initial.
Yeah, there's
Lost-
a repeating initial like AW. I think that might be Albert Worthington.
Okay, and Blossom, as you're sort of like looking through some of these things, you pull out what looks to be a letter, and it looks like a requisition form from the Archdeacon asking for in this case it was asking for a bunch of iron, and as you sort of place your hand on it, you just get this immediate dark sense through it, and you feel your eyes roll back, and you, in this blood red tinted world inside your head, you see a scene play out in front of you of a elderly man in golden robes stood talking to a familiar figure, the portly, disgusting form of Albrecht Worthington. And stood just behind Albrecht Worthington is a Slard, although not similar to any of the ones you've seen before. Different. It's carrying a large sword strapped across its back, and it appears almost more intelligent. There's a gleam of intelligence in its eyes, and you can hear the Archdeacon speaking and going, "I need more iron. We need it to prepare the extra weaponry for when we begin a crusade." And Albert Worthington going, "Of course, of course. Handar," and he turns to this. Let me just check I got that name right. I'm pretty sure I did. Let me just check. Sorry, I want to make sure I got the name right there.
It's alright. Gives me time to add it. Handar, did you say?
Handor, that's the one. Handor.
Oh no.
And it turns to this Slard and goes, "Handor, open the portal." And you watch as this Slard sort of growls but snaps its fingers, and you watch as a tear appears in the air. And then the Slard reaches through and seems to concentrate and starts just pulling iron bars through the portal. And then the vision ends and you return to yourself.
I'll say I think you were right about these things being willed into existence.
It explains how else would they be that perfect? No chisel lines or anything.
I'm going to say Handor, expecting possible mindfuckery.
Okay.
Nothing.
You all would remember the name Handor. You were told that is a that is the bodyguard of Albrecht Worthington, who is currently still at his estate.
Interesting.
Oh no, we're gonna have to kill Worthington.
Mhm.
Shame. Sure, the world would be so dark without it.
Need evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vision's not evidence. Is it?
Hestia's
Yeah.
like, limbo? What? What?
Ah, yes, limbo. Oh, this is very, very bad. Very, very bad.
I mean, give you the.
What? Razag, what did he say about limbo? It's like if Serai come from there, but so do these creatures whose name we can't really say, seemingly.
Okay.
There's some, like all this oppressive shit. There's more going on than just, some rich people telling people who aren't rich what to do. There's some
mean,
dark shit going on.
Sounds like above my pay grade, but okay.
Not everybody's, but if we don't stop them, then yeah, it's going to spread. And if it spreads, it's going to be the Underground's problem, whether they like it or not.
Right. Okay. Not sure what I can do about that, but I'll compile a report to send, I suppose.
We need to figure out how are they getting here, and then plug it,
That
or
portal,
stop
probably.
it, block it, or something. Wait, I don't know. Did you mention the portal?
Yeah, I will
Did
mention.
it seem like it was only in one place, or did it seem like it could just whisk it anywhere?
So
Well, it was pulling it out of that.
yeah, the Slard itself is the one who opened the portal.
It's like we need to root them out, dispose of them.
Anyway, this
hopefully
this
that stops
this
more
is.
coming.
You're not too interested in this. You wanted the information and intelligence that we've got here. All the paperwork
That's what
and
we
stuff.
just
Yeah,
found out, Val. Well, you're not paying attention.
I'm talking to the gnome. I was just like,
Yeah,
you can
I
do
know.
the other paperwork.
Like we're talking to her.
Yeah, but she just
He's
said it's
talking
above her pay grade, so I'm just saying, this is what she
Yeah,
was
I know,
after.
and we're talking to her. We're explaining that. That's what
Yeah,
she said.
I think he means that we don't necessarily want to give her all the information without getting something for it.
Also, she probably doesn't care about all of the information, so I'm just like, this is what
No, I
you're
mean,
after.
like, I'm trying to explain to her that it is the Underground's problem, whether they like it or not. So,
yeah,
we need to do something.
Well, like I say, I'll send a report, but otherwise, that's all I can do, and then the bosses will, make a decision on that. But thanks for your help, I guess. I'll put the sources Albrecht Worthington and creatures and limbo, and I'll see what the bosses say, I suppose.
Kind of like lizardy frog things. They come from limbo.
You watch as she jots that down and goes, right, well, pleasure doing business with you, and if you need anything else whilst you're in town and I can maybe assist, let me know. Until then, bye. And she just walks out the door, taking the paperwork with her.
I need to sleep. I think Xandor needs to sleep as well.
Yeah, Sandal's just sort of like now quietly just going around casting mending on everyone's clothes.
I was going to
While
say
this
we
is all
need
going
to.
on.
We need to.
You know,
like
he looks a bit
position.
woozy still.
Okay. So, do people want to finish there, or do you want to keep going for a bit longer? I'm just thinking this is.
I think if
5 to 11
finish. Yeah, I think finish
I
here.
better say.
Because otherwise, if we end up getting another combat, you know how long combat takes.
Yeah.
This just feels like a
it's
good
just,
stopping point.
Then we can start off Vienna's end, and it'll be all
Yeah.
sunshine and
I
rainbows
don't.
and relaxing.
If it all
and...
works out well, hopefully Vienna's end won't take that long.
yeah. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
He's hoping.
I mean, depends on how long the priestess is with Tina.
Well, yeah, but I'm badging on the netters.
Yeah.
getting them going.
But yes, until next time, guys, we hope you've enjoyed. Sorry about the few technical difficulties that we had, but obviously we did our best to get back as quick as possible.
Windows Update likes to just, pop up at the most inconvenient times and ruin your day. So
Yeah, but we hope you all enjoyed. All enjoy your own games, enjoy your own lives. We will keep you updated on when the next session should be. But yeah, until next time, everyone. Bye for now.
bye.
Ta-ta.
Bye.